It's a me. Hey guys, welcome back to another Project Feline live stream. That's right, I'm back again today. I was here yesterday, I'm back again today, doing some more work. Real quick, I'm just gonna make sure that my camera settings are set properly. I forgot to do that before I hit the button. I will read chat for the next few minutes while I set that up, and then we're gonna get into focus mode and go hardcore doing some programming. So yeah, because I'm using a Logitech webcam. I really should probably get an actual camera by now, so you can see that sometimes, you know, depending on the lighting conditions, it can be a bit funky. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna, because I set it like it goes to like automatic, and I hate automatic, so I'm gonna manually set these settings so that the camera doesn't start flickering out. So let me just set my white balance. There we go. I can make it look really warm, or I can make it look freezing. That's pretty cool. But we're gonna set it to about 3250 is the setting I like. I really should get like a proper camera though, because this looks like not good. This camera, I'm acutely aware. But I do have, actually, there's one camera I do want to use. I have an iToy, a PlayStation 2 iToy, but the drivers, because it's Windows 10, the drivers don't work anymore. It's too recent. So I really wish I could use my iToy, but I can't. The drivers don't work. But someday I'll figure it out. Okay, these settings look good. I look better now, don't I? That's great. So to catch everyone up before I dive straight into it, at the moment, I'm currently working on my last character mechanic for Gabby. I'm going to teach her last move. This is the last thing I'm going to teach Gabby how to do. There are other mechanics that may get programmed in the game, but a lot of them will likely be like extrinsic. So things like level, content, whatever. But in terms of Gabby's moves, there's only one area that needs attention. I think the rest of it's fine in terms of its foundational building blocks, barring any bugs. It's just the combat feels terrible. That's the only problem I really need to solve. I've now gotten through enough tasks where that is now my top priority. And we started working on this yesterday. We're basically making like an aerial homing attack for Gabby. We're going to replace her melee kick with that. You know, some kind of move that will preserve her momentum and it won't just stop her in her tracks. That's the idea. So we started working on it yesterday. We made a bit of progress. We're going to make more progress though. It could take a while to get working, but that's what I'm hoping to accomplish. Just get further along that road in this stream. Yeah, I'm gonna teach her jujitsu. I'm gonna learn jujitsu. Yeah, so that's basically it. Well, actually, we're going to unteach her some moves and teach her some new moves. That's the idea. And then, yeah, we'll see where we go. But that's the current goal. In terms of like development though, everything else is doing quite well. I think we're kind of like done testing and prototyping stuff, like in terms of the core foundations. I'm very certain on what this game's structure is going to be like, how many levels I'm going to need, all that stuff. I've all been figuring that stuff out behind the scenes. And it occurred to me that there's only one piece of Gabby missing, and that is good combat that isn't terrible. So yeah. So hold on, let me get my desktop. We'll get into it. There we go. So continuing from yesterday, I've got a few blueprints open. So we've got the old melee system. We got Gabby's blueprint. Oh, there's Gabby, guys. So everyone say hi. Say hi to Gabby. There she is. In the editor, in the flesh. Pretty cool. Look at all that bloom though. Yeah, she looks. See, you don't get this in Blender. I can actually show like all the bloom on her costume, which I'm very proud of. But anyway, we are going to divert our attention here to the melee combat. Well, not melee. I wouldn't say it's melee combat anymore. It's something else now. But there's the homing attack logic. I think yesterday what we managed to get working is like basic target acquisition, but it's still not entirely there yet. And so if I jump and press mouse click, it should draw a circle in the air around Gabby. and it should mark stuff. And it seems to be half broken now, so I'm gonna have to... I remember leaving it yesterday and it was like slightly broken. I'm gonna have to fix that. But let me get a video to show you guys what I'm trying to do. I have to dig through my channel. I have an old prototype from years ago that I'm basically doing. So this is a old prototype from before Project Feline, where I actually made the mechanic that I am trying to recreate now. So I had this mechanic with this prototype with this little alien dude, and he had this sort of homing attack move. So I think I show it off in this video. Hope any second now, hopefully. Yeah, so if I make the character jump in the air and press the button, it'll like home in on those red spheres, and then it rebounds off them. So that's what I'm trying to make for Gabby. Because I think in Gabby's case, this mechanic will be so much cooler because she can wall ride. So you can already imagine like being able to do like this homing attack and wall running and sliding. It's gonna be so cool. Like I know that it's gonna be great. But we gotta get it to work. That's the trick. Now you might say, well, Ray, you've programmed this before. Why don't you just copy paste the code? Well, because I made this in Unity. And therefore, it didn't work that well. And I'm using an actual game engine this time. So I have to basically do it again from scratch. But I have a rough idea on the kind of things that can go wrong and what types of variables I'll need. I've already like laid a lot of it out. Like yesterday, we set up all these variables that we'll need to use, like, you know, the amount of targets, the rebound velocity, all that stuff. That's all set up. We just need to actually, you know, put it in context and use it. Dissing Unity. Well, dude, I don't know if anyone's been following, like, I've been like loosely following the news with Unity lately, and it's so embarrassing. Like, and this is coming from someone who used Unity for 10 years, okay? So I'm very disappointed that it's going the way it's going. But I tell you guys, if you're looking to get into game development, see, I think Unreal has got this reputation where it's like difficult. Like everyone seems to think that, oh, that's the hard one. You don't want to do that. You want to use Unity or whatever. But Unity is not good. And I'm telling you this as someone who's used it for over a decade. It is not great. It's like bare bones. And Unreal is decades ahead of it. And Unreal, well, it quite literally came out a decade before it anyway. And Unreal's not that hard. I don't have any education. I'm not a programmer, but I've made a playable game with it. Like teaching myself. And if I can do it, I'm not that smart. If I can do it, everyone can do it. It's actually really simple. And I would recommend Unreal 100 times over before anything else. It's like, and there's so many great opportunities. Like, because I used Unreal, and this is like probably really interesting for those who actually want to turn this into a job. Because I'm using Unreal, it led to a lot of opportunities that I wouldn't have had otherwise, like a mega grant, for example. So because I was using their engine, I actually was, you know, my project got partially funded as a result, which was a huge help. And because of that, I was able to hire, you know, people to like help me with this thing. Which, if I was using Unity, that they don't have anything like that. They don't have any opportunities like that. So that's like probably something that most people don't think about. But it's something I'm very grateful for. That one day I want to make a whole video about it, because like there's so many reasons. But that's a very important reason that I've come to know recently. That's actually a huge, that's like a big deal. Unity's down. Yeah, Unity down bad a little bit. You know what I mean? And here's the thing, I haven't used it recently. I haven't used it since that prototype, which was in 2017. Already it was getting kind of difficult, but I've heard that they've added a lot of features that like don't integrate well with the rest of the engine. And then they I think from what I've heard, they've like fired all those people that were working on that, or they've laid them off. So those features are not going to ever get finished. Like there's some entity system that someone's mentioned here. I've heard that the input system is a pain. I used the old one, which was already pretty bad, but I haven't even touched the new one yet. And because the people working on that have been laid off, I doubt that that's going to get fixed anytime soon. So yeah, and I mean, I've said this a lot of times before, and let me just get into my work here, but I've said this a lot before, but an important thing to consider, and this is like, I stand by this 100%, but I've said this many times. Unreal Engine was made by game developers. Unity was not. I think that should be it. Like, that's all you really gotta know. It's like, if you bought, I don't know, like let's say you were doing a course in something, like let's say you were doing a drawing course. Would you rather take a class from someone who's actually drawn a picture before, or someone who's studied drawing but hasn't actually drawn a picture? Who's gonna be the most useful? Who's gonna be able to teach you more? Who's gonna have their own experience? The real person, that's who. The guy who's actually done it. Because Epic have actually been in a production environment with Gears of War and Fortnite and all of their other projects like Paragon or whatever, even failed projects, because you can learn a lot from failure. Successful and failed projects, they have a lot under their belt, and they have to use this engine to make that stuff. This is the Fortnite engine, by the way, like just to put that in perspective. So it's like, you know, there's that. And you can tell, because the minute I opened this, there were so many features that Unity just didn't have at the time. And I was like, oh yeah, these guys, they've had to use this. They know what a game engine should have. They know what they're doing. And it shows. And that's why all the big companies use this and not Unity. So anyway, there's my little piece on that. It's been a while since we've brought up the Unity versus Unreal debate. But I'm still going strong, man. Unreal Engine all the way. 100%. Anyway. Now that I'm in Unreal, now that I'm back in Unreal, because I've actually been doing a lot of work lately outside of the editor, but now that we're back in, I gotta figure out what's going on with my homing attack logic. And by the way, yeah, using blueprints is like made this so much easier, because I haven't touched blueprints in months now, because I've just been doing like lots of legal work, but I'm already like in the flow, like I already feel like completely into it. It's like a second sense to me. Yesterday I felt like I was on autopilot, you know what I mean? I wasn't even really thinking, and I got like this detection sphere going. It seems like the print string I set up though isn't firing anymore, and I remember I did something yesterday that messed it up. I'm trying to remember what it was now. Rotate towards target. Towards target. Maybe I've unplugged it. Oh no, it's in the function. Yeah, it should be in here. Dude, yeah, no. Okay, Jeffrey, I'm gonna tell you right now. I was in the same position as you. I was a big Unity fanboy. I didn't want to deviate from what I knew at all. But I had a friend, a really good friend, who knew a thing or two about Unreal. Some of you may know him. He's also a YouTuber, Matthew Palahay. He actually saved my life. He got me into Unreal, and as a result, this project exists. But he was making all those Let's Create videos, and he was doing it because one day he decided to wake up, because, you know, we had both used Unity before together on projects, and one day he woke up and was like, I'm gonna try this Unreal thing. And then it was like the best decision of his life. And then he was like, Ray, okay, you gotta do Unreal, man. You gotta dump that Unity garbage, get that out of here, do Unreal. And I was very skeptical, because I was like, I don't know, man, like I'm familiar with Unity, it's like my bread and butter, like, maybe. And then he's like, no, Ray, like you gotta trust me, okay, like this will change your life. So one day I took him up on it, and I did. And yeah, he was totally right. Completely, totally right. So don't hesitate. This will be you know, it's usually not a good idea to veer off what you know, but I guarantee you in this specific case, this is the one time you do want to do that. It'll pay off. You'll thank me. I guarantee that. I was in the same position. I'm glad I picked up Unreal. But yeah, it's honestly, I think it is actually easier than Unity. The only thing that's just makes it difficult is that there's more tutorials made about Unity, but I think that'll change over time. That won't always be the case. Yeah, dude, like, no, yeah. Or you could try right now. I mean, hell, I'm working. You could work with me. It'll be cool. Unfortunately, I won't be able to help you because I do have work I need to do. but yeah, you can I don't know, try it as I'm doing it. Give it a shot. Cause yeah, you're not gonna learn much watching me. If like from Unreal, you're gonna see me doing stuff that's only specific to my game, and you'll learn how this is happening. But if you want to learn Unreal, you gotta go in there yourself. You can't just watch me do it. You gotta go in there. You gotta, you know, try out something basic, and it'll be great. Oh, hi, Enku. we are programming the homing attack. Were you here yesterday? I can't remember. I honestly, like, my memory's very terrible. I can't remember who showed up yesterday. But we're making homing attack, like in this prototype, but we're giving it to Gabby. So that's the kind of combat. We're going to replace the combat with that, basically. But I need to figure out why my print strings aren't firing, because I need to use these print strings. I think because I remember I bypassed the line trace, because that was not going to work. Is that still... Yeah, no, that should still work, I think. Yeah, name distance. Yeah, hold on. And let me compile it. Maybe I just need to recompile it. Vector... Oh, no, don't worry. It's not complicated vector maths like last time, okay? Oh, yeah, why is the... Hold on. Maybe I typed in a console command that stops print strings. Because I know you can, hide... What's the there's a command that you can type in that, like, Unreal show system messages. Something like that. I'm trying to remember what it was. Show message is that it? Because I swear this should be printing. Like, hold on a minute. If I go to... Where's event tick? Let me just double check. Because I feel like that should print. So if I do event tick and print hello... Okay, so the prints are working. Well, they aren't hidden, but there's something that's going on where it's not printing the function. Yeah, I thought it was that, but no, it's just like the actual thing I'm trying to print is not printing for whatever reason. So no, the messages are, like, messages do show, it's just these messages aren't showing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Let me just put in like text. Oh, maybe it's the tags. Did I clear? No, those are still there. Well, I don't know. Let me check the. Maybe it's not picking up any tags. Because remember, I don't know if I saved this from yesterday. If I go to actor, there should be a tag. Yeah, okay, the tag is still there. So when I go near those cubes, it should print like a random bit of text that I've just typed in. So if I go to these things and press mouse click, yeah, it's not like detecting them. Well, it's like it's picking up the hit points, but it's not printing. So that's a bit strange. So let me read this. So if we don't hit anything. So I'll print no targets. And we can get rid of... Okay, we're not going to need that. Maybe the function itself... No, that should be firing because the sphere trace is happening. So when there's nothing... Hold on, I gotta get to like somewhere. I gotta get like in the middle of the air where I don't collide with anything. Okay, so when I don't collide with anything, it says no targets. So a print string is working. Yeah, okay. So it's just, this is not happening. It's not reaching the completed loop. So it should check these all. Oh, wait a minute. Huh. Oh, thank you so much, Kimiscal VR, for subscribing at tier 1. I appreciate that, buddy. That's a huge help. Am I going to need to make C++ functions? Unlikely. I don't think that'll be very likely. There's only one case where I've encountered that I knew that I would need to do that, and that was with like the settings menu. And that's about like a feature that's not even that necessary. It's like, for example, like with what you're saying with like a callable blueprint function. The only time I noticed I would need that is in my audio settings, because there's an option that I wanted to add for like, you know, mute in background, which that is not exposed in blueprints. So you'd need to like touch the C++ to expose that option. But it's not really that important. Like, I could ship the game without that feature, and I don't think anyone would care, because a lot of games don't have that feature. So yeah, and because it's like, it's a setting, it's not even gameplay related, so it's not a high priority. That's the only time I've ever encountered where I've noticed that, oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna need C++ for that. The rest of the game, I have not encountered any such issue. Although I do know a guy who like knows C++. So if I do get stuck, I can ask him and be like, hey, so how would you do this? What do I need to learn? And he'll be able to tell me, but I doubt it. Unless it's like, well, I doubt it. It's probably not gonna happen. Is the for loop invalid? I mean, it could be. I'm trying to figure that out right now. I think it's because of this, because I'm checking all these tags. So maybe I'll plug that in here instead. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think that should be where I plug that in, but we'll try it. Okay, that's working. But it doesn't seem to be turning itself off. Oh no, it is. Okay. So it's kind of working. Okay, maybe it's all right. So it's a bit weird. The states are technically working, so it's printing that thing. It's getting the target. It's homing in on it, but it's not actually moving me towards it. So that's an issue. We need to fix that. So we need that move towards events. Oh, okay. I think I know what's happening. I'll just we'll bypass this bull check. That maybe now should work. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna move some of these closer. We'll just take one of these and we'll move that a bit closer. Uh-oh, my mouse is stuck. Oh, there we go. So move that closer to the spawn point. But yeah, like a few friends of mine, they're working on another game, and yeah, they have like one guy that knows C++, but he went in the rabbit hole. He tried to like learn it all, but they found that for the actual game they were doing, they only needed like one thing. They only needed to touch it once for like an optional class that they didn't even need. And they've coded the rest of the game with blueprints. And I was like, all right, well, if they can do it, I could probably pull that off. Yeah, so the target, the variable, yeah, it does have values in it. The tags variable. And I've set those up. Except now it doesn't seem to be picking that up anymore. That's a bit weird. Hold on, let me go over to these other ones. Okay, so those work, but why is it not working on this one? That's really weird. Maybe I'll move it outside of that trigger volume. That could be what's causing it. If that's the case, that might be an issue, but I'll have to work on that later. Let me just save. Okay, so if I jump... Okay, it still doesn't seem to be getting it. That's very strange. What if I move it? Oh, it's in another trigger. Oh, let me move it out here. Because it's in a dialogue trigger volume. Maybe that's blocking it. Okay, well that's still not... Why is that not working? This has the same tag. I'm very sure it does. Yeah, if I go to... Okay, oh yeah, it's got a homing target tag on it. But it's only working for like these ones specifically. That's so strange. Huh. wonder why that is. Well, either all the same, it seems like the homing logic is still not working. Maybe because there's too many triggers in the vicinity. Because there are other invisible triggers in that area, but if I go over here, there's nothing. So that, I don't know, that might be an issue. But I'm pressing it, it's got the homing state going, but it seems to not actually start moving me. It should start moving me. Maybe I need to... Yeah, hold on a minute. Well, yeah, no, this is triggering. Yeah, no, that's... Oh, because I'm calling... hold on, move towards targets being fired twice. Let's try rotate to... We'll add that in too, that should be what's there. Oh, I did... Okay, yeah, no, I don't need to set that variable. Okay, now it's not moving me still. It's not even rotating me. That's a bit of a problem. Doesn't seem to be reliably getting those targets though. That's a bit suspicious. I have to believe it's got something to do with where I put that for loop. So what we'll do, I'll have to like move this singular one. Like I'll just have it on its own. And we'll just move it away from any invisible triggers. And then we'll sort out later how it's gonna handle those. I just needed to like work in just a basic environment first. Actually, that might not be far enough. Yeah, there's still a trigger nearby. So we'll move it, where can I move it where there's no invisible triggers? I guess I'll have to move it to the other room. Yeah, we'll put it over here somewhere, and we'll change the spawn location. We'll put it in this empty space. And where is this? We'll copy. So we'll copy that location. I think I should just be able to move the player's start. I'll just save that location. So yeah, we'll move this here. That should, I think that should spawn us. Okay, no, there's still some other bit of code I have that's changing my spawn location. Yeah, I've made these redundant, which I probably shouldn't have done, but that's like a whole other code system I have to change. What's controlling the spawn? I gotta find, I have like my own custom thing that's managing that. I thought it was in like one of the gameplay blueprints. Maybe it's in the level blueprint. Oh yeah, no, here we go. See, I'll just, let me copy that. There we go, okay, we don't want to spawn right on it, so we might move it a little. Or we'll just move the cube. It'll be easier. We'll move this forward. There we go. So now, it's still not targeting it. That's very strange. It's tagged. I know for a fact that it's tagged. Alright, let's check the... Yeah, it's got something... It's got... The flow of logic must be wrong. Maybe we'll paste this print here as well. And I feel like that really should be here. But I feel like... there has to be something plugged in there, but I don't know what yet. I'm gonna see if you can make a 3D platformer. That's epic. Well, hey, the cool thing about, Jeffrey, the cool thing about that is that you don't actually need to program 3D platformer movement because it's already there. You don't even have to program it. Like Gabby's movement, where do you think I started from? It just came, like a lot of the basic movement just came with the engine. So the whole turning and moving and jumping, I didn't even have to program that. But what I did have to do is make all my custom wall running and stuff, but I built it on top of Epic's default class, which is actually very well made. One of the reasons, I will quickly just go on a little detour, but one of the reasons I dropped Unity, is that, yeah, here we go. So you see this moving platform? See how I can run on it? And I can like stand on the moving platform? That doesn't happen by default in Unity. Okay, at least when I last used it, you had to like figure out and program your own inertia from scratch. And I'm not a physicist, so I don't know how to do that. But Unreal, it does it all automatically. But I'll show you another, because like, more importantly, there's like another environment that should have moving platforms in it somewhere. I'm trying to think where I've got moving platforms. Oh yeah, hold on, I gotta, one sec. So if I, hold on, yeah, I'll show you guys. So to give you an idea, like side to side, it's a bit more easy to show. But for Gabby to like stand on one of these and move with it, okay? For that other prototype I made, for this prototype, that didn't work. Like if this alien character stood on a moving platform, the platform would slide out from underneath and the character would stay where it is, because you have to program your own character movement basically from scratch. And it's not good. Like it doesn't give you a lot to work with. So I spent months trying to program inertial forces. And everyone kept saying, well, Ray, why don't you just not have moving platforms? And I was like, are you crazy? No moving platforms in a platformer? That's stupid. So I kept insisting and trying it, and I kind of got it working, almost. Except I got it to the state where that character could stand on moving platforms, but the camera would not follow it properly. Like the camera would glitch out, even though the character was fine. So that was another weird thing that was happening. And then later on, it got to the point where I had to like manage gravity manually. Like I couldn't use the engine gravity because it was too unreliable. But then I got this thing happening where, because there's different triggers, all right? Like with Gabby, like there's a lot of events that occur in the character class that are just handled for you. So for example, the character will know when you're on the ground. It'll know when you've fallen off the ground. It'll know when you jumped into the air. Like it knows all of that stuff. Now with my Unity character controller, I had this bug where if I walked off a ledge like that, it would sometimes not work. And you might say, how does that not work? How do you ever get to the situation where walking off a ledge doesn't work? And I'll tell you. Because what would happen was, for the character to actually stay on slopes is actually quite complicated. And that's why I'm very glad that Unreal just handles all of that for you. But to do that manually, there's so many variables. For example, you see this, actually, I'll take a better example. Where's a level with a steep hill? We'll go to, I know where we go. We'll go to Skyport. So at the beginning of Skyport, I have a steep hill, okay? Now, gravity acts at a constant rate normally. But sometimes, if you have a really fast character and you're going down a slope, has anyone here played Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion? In that game, they obviously didn't take this into account in Oblivion, because if you were to walk down a slope like this in Oblivion, you would bounce off it because you would be moving faster forward than gravity was pulling you down. So you would like you would start running and you would start like floating off the platform and you would bounce down like you were being tossed down the stairs. So in that case, what you need to do for a character controller is that you need to apply a stronger downward force on the ground so that it actually stays on the ground when you go down slopes. But you don't want that same force happening when you're in the air because you just want normal gravity. So in my character controller in Unity, I had 2 gravity forces. I had the ground gravity force, which was like double, and that would make it so that I could stay on platforms without drifting off into space. And then when you jumped, or if you walked off a ledge, it would change that gravity force to be a different one. It would change it to normal gravity. But that trigger wouldn't always fire for whatever reason. Like half of the time you would walk off a ledge and the gravity would switch to normal gravity. And then sometimes you would just smack and hit the floor, like at double the speed. And the trigger just wasn't firing sometimes. And I couldn't I spent a whole month trying to debug that and I got nowhere. And that's when I dropped the project. That's when I gave up because it was just too much. But then I opened Unreal. Okay, I opened Unreal for the first time, and it just has the third-person template already there. It already has inertia programmed in. It already has gravity programmed in properly. The character automatically just doesn't do that weird jittery thing on slopes. And you can actually customize it. So you can actually tell the character controller how to handle ground movement. Like, it gives you some options. So for Gabby, for instance, there is an option in her character movement class, and this right here, this component. This is the Lord and Savior right here. Because this already comes with the engine. They've already programmed this for you. If you want, you can write your own one. But why would I do that when I have this? You know, like, I'm not a programmer. So having this was an absolute godsend, because this, if you scroll down to a certain point, look at all these options it gives you. You can set the walk speed, it has crouching just built in already. It has like analog controller movement, like analog stick movement already done. It has like other types of logic in here, like falling, swimming, flying, walking. It has, and this is like really cool. Okay, hold on. So there's a thing down here called, I think it's like ground control. It's some ground control setting, or like preserve. I'm just trying to remember where it was. It was in here somewhere. So yeah, it's also got physics settings, like when you run into something, how much force should you impart on whatever you run into. Let me just find the variable. I know it's in here somewhere. And it has networking built in, so you don't have to like make it multiplayer. Now, granted, my programming that I've added on top does not support networking. But the basics do. That's already in there. But if I go to, I think it's in here. It must be in this setting. Yeah, so there's already, like, you can actually just specify if you want the character to even be able to walk off ledges. So if I turn that off, Gabby won't fall off ledges. She'll just stop at the ledge, which in some games you might want. You can also, yeah, here it is. Maintain horizontal ground velocity. This is really cool. So it basically means if you're going up or down a hill, should your forward X speed slow down or should it maintain the same? So it means if you're going up a hill, should your forward speed be unchanged or should it adjust to be, you know, to go up the slope? So should you slow down when going up slopes? So stuff like that, you know? And it also handles rotation and everything like that. And this is something that if you've tried to program in Unity, you'll appreciate that it has this feature. So the fact that if I press A and D, Gabby will actually rotate towards the direction she's moving. It took me ages to figure out how to do that from scratch, okay? Because in Unity, like at least when I was using it, that you didn't have that. It wouldn't rotate the character. It would just stay in one location all the time. So the fact that that's done already for you is, I don't think people really appreciate just how awesome that is. Like, for a non-programmer like myself, it made the game possible. I wouldn't have been able to make this game in Unity. So, it's just, you know, like, yeah, why reinvent the wheel, you know? And also, as PX has just pointed out here, yes, you can actually change, like, that character class that it comes with, because it's open source. If it does something you don't like, you can change it to do whatever you want. Like you can crack this open and change stuff. I'm not going to do that, but you could. Granted, you need to learn how to do that, but it's so much power. But the fact is, if you're not like, if you're like me and you don't need to know everything, you just need to know what you need to know for it to work. Yes, you could go and customize this, but you can also not do that and it'll still work, So it's like, you have so much freedom, and it's all so easy. Like literally right now, what's his name said he was gonna do. I could just open a new project and have third-person movement just working instantly. And that, especially when you're on a deadline, is so helpful, because it means you don't have to waste months of time making your own character class. So if you're like me, and time is very valuable, right? And if you're like me, you'll appreciate that a lot. Because this saved me, like within a week, I had a playable character controller. The wall running was kind of broken, but I had something. Whereas in Unity, this took me like months to actually get working and playable. And this was only like the first build. This took like 6 months. I'm not joking. This right here took 6 months. And it's obviously not that impressive, right? That doesn't even include the character model, because I already had the character model for something else. But to just make that prototype and character movement, and also having it so that the camera rotated with the character and all that stuff. Like I had to do it all from scratch. And it was, when you have to do, like, if you're like me and you're not a programmer, it's not going to work that well if you have to do it from scratch, because you don't know what you're doing. Like, it's not going to, I don't have, like, AAA experience, so it's obviously not going to be that reliable. So that's why I stand on the shoulders of Unreal, so that I don't have to become, like, a full-on systems engineer just to make a prototype. So that's something I appreciate so much. But anyway. Oh, hey, Bullfrog. How's it going? Pretty good. We're just trying to continue on now with the homing attack. I think I've got that thing. Hold on, let me test that again. I think the print string is now working again. Okay. Oh no, it's not working. So it's not recognizing this target for some reason. And that's not good. So yeah, I guess it's not going so well now because it's not working. But we'll get there, go. We always get there somehow. And I know that this is absolutely tagged. I'm very sure that it is. Like if we scroll down here, it has the tag on it. So it's not that it's not tagged, it's just there's something I'm doing wrong in my code. Anyway, so I didn't read any of your chat messages during my little rant there. But yeah, so glitchy, yeah, they basically made me reinvent the wheel, and it was horrible. What did you also said odd issues in post-processing. If this is for Unity, I don't know. Oh, you're talking about the gravity. Yeah, I'm not sure this was years ago, so I don't remember it that well, but I just remember that it would, every so often, the trigger just wouldn't happen. And I was so frustrated. But in Unreal, I don't have that problem, because I didn't code it. Someone who knew what they were doing programmed the character class. So yeah, so I don't have that issue. Hey, Master Chef. Okay, Master Chef. We're gonna have to have a talk about these kissy faces you're sending me. Okay, I appreciate it, but you're kind of creeping me out. I don't like. Look, you guys are cool and all, but I don't feel like our relationship has reached that point yet. I'm not very affectionate. I'm sorry. Yeah. So the thing is with Unity, because I started using Unity in Unity 3. So this was like a long time ago. I don't know if anyone here even has remembers Unity back when it was actually called a version and not just Unity current year. But I used it from Unity 3.5 all the way to Unity 2017. And then actually a bit of 2018, I think, because I had to teach it. So I was using it still when I was making Project Feline, but that was only because I had to teach Unity, and it killed my soul, dude. It was so depressing, because I was like at home doing Unreal, and then my course curriculum is like, oh yeah, teach them how to do GUI in Unity. And I'm like, oh, I wish the curriculum let me use Unreal. But anyway, I remember so they had multiple iterations over the years of the character controller. There used to be a sample project that came with what was called an advanced character controller, but then they removed that in Unity 4 for some reason. But it was actually okay. Like, I actually had to import the Unity 3 character controller into Unity 2017 because they actually had an inertia manager in it. Like, it actually had coding logic to manage, you know, putting a character on a moving platform. So I actually used that as a base to work from, because the new one that they had in Unity 2017... Okay, so I don't know if this is still the case, but the Unity 2017 one that I used didn't even have actual movement. Like, the actual character, like, base character script that it gave you, it didn't actually let you move. Isn't that crazy? Because the way it worked is, it used root motion. It didn't actually move you. It used animation root motion. And if you don't have a character animation with root motion on it, then it won't move. And, you know, where I was, I didn't have a character thing ready. I didn't have my model animated yet. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to like code in my own thing so that it actually moves without me needing to give it an animation with root motion. So that set off a lot of red flags for me, that the movement script doesn't actually move you. Like, that's when you know it's like, okay, there's a problem. Something's, yeah. But yeah, it was such a pain. It was so painful. I'll never forget. Yes, this project is what stopped me. This was like the last straw with me in Unity. This is the last thing I ever made in it. You know, granted, you know, it was good for its time, you know, like I started using it when I was, how old would I have been? I think I was like 11 years old when I started using it. And, you know, it was a good beginner one. I didn't start using it the right way. I started using it with JavaScript, which was a very bad idea. But, you know, I learned, but then, well, yeah, because I guess back then Unreal wasn't public yet. Like, UE4 didn't exist when I started game dev. So, luckily, you guys are not me. So you guys could actually have this technology now, and I'm very envious of that. If I had this engine when I was 11, oh my god, dude, life would be so different. But that's not how it goes, you know. It was for Gabby? Okay, sure, buddy. Every company that made a game engine and sell their engine for third parties has their own. Unreal, even CryEngine has their own implementation. Yeah. Well, that's the thing though, is that I would honestly, I have more respect for like those types of engines, like even CryEngine. Like, I know that CryEngine is infamously quite hard, but I have more respect for it because it's actually been used by that company in a production environment. Where Unity, like, what do Unity do? Unity don't make games. They don't have any experience because they haven't done it. You know what I'm saying? Granted, neither do I. I'm still trying to get my experience with game dev. I haven't published a commercial game before, but I'm working on it. But Unity haven't published a game. And if any of you in chat have, you'll understand that if the minute you do that, it completely changes the game. Like, your priorities change. So that's why I trust Unreal a lot, because they've actually had to use it to ship. And because of that fact, you know, they understand the priorities that people have. That's why they make all this stuff so easy. That's why the character class is already written and it's very robust and has networking support, because they know that, oh, this stuff will make you ship faster, and because we've done it before. So, but Unity doesn't have any of that because they aren't a game developer. They're a software engineering company. So it's just, you can tell, because I've used both of them, and you can just tell that, oh, okay, these guys haven't actually shipped something. Like, yeah, sure, they may ask developers, but then they themselves are not developers, so they will never really understand. But Epic, because they are developers, the minute you download it and you open it, it's like, oh yes, they know what the devs like. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's a good point, PX. That happened recently, didn't it? That's what that whole layoffs thing was about, because they had that team, and I saw this demo game, it looked amazing. They had a team, but then they canceled it, because it's, oh, making game hard. And it's just like, yeah, they can't do it. So, yeah, it is difficult. I don't blame them, it's really hard. But no, I'm not going to trust them making a game engine if they can't even make a game. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And no, sample games don't count. Sample games are not real games. You don't have to sell a sample game. Epic have made sample games, but they've also made real games. So I trust them infinitely more for that reason. They made Fortnite. And as cringe as some people think Fortnite is, you can't deny that Fortnite is like well made. Technically. Like, it has a huge player base. It seems to not break that much. You know, the servers aren't always dead, to my knowledge. You know, I haven't heard a lot of complaints about it from a technical standpoint. It's multi-platform. It's on mobile now, I think, or whatever. Actually, is it? I'm not sure. I think it was at one point. You know, it's on Switch, it's on consoles, PC, and it runs on all of that stuff. And, you know, people play it. So as a game, by all accounts, it's successful. And it's like, hell yeah, I'm gonna trust the technology made for that. Because it worked. Anyway, I could talk for hours about this, but I really gotta focus back on my actual code. But yeah, these conversations are always so interesting though, I will say. It's been a while since we've delved into it, but I think given the recent events that have happened since I last streamed, I have like a lot to say about it. But one day, maybe I'll make a video someday about it. But for the meantime, I actually do have my own game I need to ship, because who am I to? I can't say anything, you know. Like I can't really. I'm in no position of authority here, because I haven't actually shipped anything yet. So the more I work on this, the closer I am to that goal. And then maybe I'm in a position where I can say something. So yeah, take that with a grain of salt. I'm just speaking from my own experience, but I'm not that good, okay? I'm not there yet. I'm still learning. Anyway, so back to the key problem. Why is it not picking up? It's still reading no targets. Now that's not good. So I know it's got something to do with how I've set these for loops up, these for each loops, because there's something happening that's not quite getting. What I'm gonna do real quick, actually, I'm going to just set. I'm not gonna search through an array of tags. I'm just gonna search homing target, and we're gonna skip that check because I feel like it's just gonna cause problems. We'll get to that later. For the moment, let's just try can it check with one tag? Okay, it doesn't seem like it can, so that's an issue. Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't plug this in. So we're going to skip this loop for the moment. We'll come back to this later. I just gotta see if this actually works, skipping this one. Let's see. Okay, still doesn't work. So, okay, so all right, that tells me something then. So what we'll do, we'll take all this, we'll take this out. And we'll put this over here. So what should happen immediately is, if it gets the thing with tag, it'll then go, check its distance, and then assign it. That's what should happen. Unless it's, I don't know, let's try this. See if it might be going there, for all I know. Okay, no, it's not doing that. Why am I returning on the first if? It's either you mean the for each loop? So the reason is because this is a function, and what's supposed to happen is because it's supposed to output these variables, and what should happen is if there is no target that is hit, like if we don't return any hits, it will just return nothing. That's what should happen. So it should return this boolean false and this variable empty, and it should print that no target string, which is what it's doing. But if it does hit something, which is this branch, it'll loop through everything it hits, because this is a multicast, so it returns multiple hit points. So when it does hit something, it then checks, does that thing have this tag? Now it was going to check an array of tags, but we'll get to that in a moment. We're just going to check this one tag first. So do these hit actors have that tag? If it does, then, you know, do something. But if it doesn't, then print no targets. Which actually, maybe this could be the problem. I'm not sure. So maybe I'll unplug that. We'll see. But if there is a loop body, so it checks everything it hits. And if there is a thing it hits that does have that tag, it then gets the distance. Because there might be multiple objects with that tag. And then it tries to get the closest. it gets the one that's closest to the player and makes that the target, and then returns it. Okay, yeah, so it turns out I did just have to unplug that one return. So that was, I don't know why that was happening, so we'll get rid of that. Well, I guess we can go back and put this array back in, because that should also work. I hope. It should work. Well, let's try. Okay, that works. So it's, I don't know if there's a way maybe, okay, I'll reduce the frame rate so you guys can like actually read that text. So when I jump, it seems to still be detecting a target that's too far away. And the homing distance, okay, there is something else going on here. Let me just, so there is something happening where something's going off here, where it's not getting the right target distance. So it's got to get the homing targets in that tag group, which it seems to be doing successfully now. We'll move all of this a bit forward. So it's getting them all. Once it picks one that's the right tag, it then checks how far away it is. So it gets us, and then it gets the actual overlap actor and checks the distance. And if the distance is less than this local variable, then it'll set the local variable to this new value and set this as a target. But if it's not less, then it changes this. Okay, maybe this is where I'm going wrong. So, because what's supposed to happen is, it is supposed to, that distance is there so that it needs to check, because there's going to be, if there's multiple targets in your vicinity, it needs to know which one's closest. And to know which one's closest, it has to compare it with the distance between the other targets. So this is still in the for each loop. And what it should do is, it should just overwrite target distance with whichever of those distances is the lowest. And then select that one as the target. But if that distance is more, which is where this false contingency happens. So let's say it's already scanned 3, what do you call them? 3 targets. So let's say there's 3 and it's scanned each one. It's captured all 3 of them in that detection sphere. It's checked the distance between each one. So let's say it checks the distance between the first one. Let's say that first one is like 200. Okay, so it checks that distance, 200. Okay, target 2, let's check the distance. What is that distance? If that distance is 300, which will be, if it's more than the previous number we wrote down, because the target distance is 200 at the moment from the previous one. But if the new one is more than that, it should clear that homing target. Or maybe we should unplug this altogether. Maybe it shouldn't do anything. Yeah, I think that maybe that's what should happen. So, because it only set this whichever one is the closest. So maybe I'll ignore that contingency, and we'll see what happens now. Okay. Let me restart. So if I jump over in this area, and if I press the mouse click, okay, it seems to be still homing in on something, which is not, that's not good. So it's, okay. It's still picking up a target, even if I'm not in proximity. So that's not good. Yeah, see, it still says homing. It shouldn't be doing that. So there's an issue. Where is that happening? So it seems to be, at some point, reaching this. We'll add another, just a little bit at the end so I know it's this one. So if I jump over here, Okay, so it is reaching. It's reaching this contingency somehow. So when the loop is completed, I know why. Yeah, so that can't go there, I don't think. Okay, maybe that does need to go here after all. Okay, it's still reading. Okay, that's still not working right. So it's always returning a positive. It's always going to positive, which is not the right thing. Okay, I think I know what to do. I just need to do a branch. Put this here. So what we need is, is there a valid, is valid, that's what we need. Actually, what is that? Can I get rid of that? Okay, good. Because I had a duplicate variable there. So yeah, we need is valid. Or even better, just do that. So when we've finished checking all the hit results, and if out of all of those, once we've gotten everything and we've checked the tags and we've checked the distance, once we have a singular target, if that is valid, then we will do this contingency and print out something. And if not, we will return 0. We'll return that there was no target. That's what I think that's what should happen, right? Yeah. So let's try that now. So if I go over into the abyss and, okay, no targets, good. Let's go over here. Oh, all right, it's still no targets. Huh, all right. Maybe I'll unplug that. I can close this tab. Validate get. I'm not sure what that does. Okay, it doesn't seem to be printing anything now. What is validate get? I think that's what I just did, right? That's what this is valid does, right? I'm pretty sure. Rubber duck time. Yeah, in a way. Yeah. Yeah, let me just think. I gotta watch it again. I gotta see it. It's not even printing no targets anymore. Okay, so maybe I do need this plugged in still. And I'll take that and plug that in here. So it gets the tags if once we have narrowed one down that has the right tag. We'll get this working later. So once it has one with the tag, it compares the distance. I'll tell you what, we'll skip all this for the moment, and we'll just see if we can actually set that variable to something at all, if that actually does work, regardless of distance. And then once it's set the homing target, after the loop is done, it then goes and says, oh, did we actually set a homing target? Oh, we did? Cool. All right, do the thing. And if not, okay, then don't do anything then. That's what we want, I feel like. Let's try that. Oh, 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 oh! Look at that, guys. It works. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Look at it go. Look at that. Yeah. See, now that is the Project Feline combat loop. That's what we need. Okay, let's try that again. Oh yeah, baby. That's what I want. That's what I want. Okay, watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna jump, homing attack. Pew! See, it's like the Sonic Heroes homing attack, guys. It's just like Sonic Heroes, where it like glitches out every time. It follows it to the ends of the earth and back. Yeah, look at this, dude. Look at this. I glitched outside the map. Look, you see, guys, this is how skilled I am at the game, okay? I'm controlling all this manually. This is all me, okay? This isn't a physics simulation at all. This is all me. Look at me go. Look at that. Look at that routing. Look at that, guys. Oh yeah. Dude, okay, there we, yeah, that's the new game trailer, guys. That's it. I just show people this. That's gonna be my next pitch, okay? That's gonna be it. I'm just gonna show them this and be like, do you want this? You know you want this. And then they'll go, yeah, and then they'll give me 20 bucks. That's the way. let's try this one more time. Let's see what happens when I don't go near a target. Okay, so if it actually works, like it kind of works now. Like, if I'm not near a target, it won't do anything, and the minute I'm in range, it'll just, and then goes, yeah, it just goes, it goes in. It doesn't relent. It's absolutely unrelenting. Okay, that's pretty epic. That's epic. All right. Okay, I've had my fun. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is yeah, totally, guys. This is see, I pulled in a few favors at my buddies at Bethesda, and they basically are this is we've actually ported the game to Creation Engine now, guys. And now we're gonna have Creation Engine. Project Feline. You know, Todd Howard, you know, personally has you know, he's been helping me for months, okay? That's my secret. Okay, we got a lot to unpack there. Where do we even go from that? So there's obviously something going wrong with this whole checking distance stuff. There's something I'm not doing right there. But okay, we do need to go. Okay, we need to do something to the player character. There should be an event hit somewhere. So we need to actually tell it to stop homing attack when we do hit something. So if is attacking, so if is attacking, and if we hit something while attacking, call on stop. Well, no, we don't want that. And I think we want start rebound. That's what we want. We want a rebound off something. Now we don't actually have anything set up yet for rebound, so we're gonna have to, well, we need to set up like an end state. That'll help. So what I'm trying to do is have it not, like the minute it hits it, it should stop and not keep going. That's what I'm trying to fix right now. We'll worry about the distance stuff later. So let me go to the event graph. We need a stop event. I also need to actually determine what these variables actually do. So we have the targeting state. I'll see if I can plug this back in and have it work. Okay, that still works. I love this. Okay. all right. Okay. So, I could watch that all day. So we have the get homing target, and if there is a homing target, set homing. Okay, maybe we don't want to do this here, I think. I'm gonna pen this actually. I might rename this to like current target, because this is like throwing me off. Yeah, I'll rename that. So we got the character. We got the targeting is homing, current target, attack count, max attack count. Who's attacking? I'll move this up to the top. I'll reorder these a bit. So is targeting is homing, is attacking. What is that? What's the difference between is homing and is attacking? Do we need both of those? I don't think we need both of those. We do need, however, yeah, hold on, we don't need both of these. Yeah, this is gonna get messy. Let me clean this up a bit. Let me find references to this. We'll replace it with is attacking. Okay. We will change this though, because we do need another boolean for something else, and we'll call this B has attacked. Whether homing attack has been performed, because we might need to use this to check for the rebound state. Okay, yeah. So we might. Okay. So I'll just need to quickly go in and modify that to... Okay, no, that is attacking. Okay, cool. Let's see if that still works. Okay. Cool. Oh yeah, I want to append this. So now it should actually tell me what the target is in the print string. Oh, okay, now it's not working. That's weird. Let's try that again. Okay, now it's working. So it's like telling me the actual object. That's pretty cool. Okay, now I'm out of range. But now it doesn't... Okay, it seems to not reset. Okay, I know what's going on. I need to go down to the landing state, I think. Wherever that is. Yeah, here we go. Oh. Huh, okay, that is weird. It seems to have broken something else. Thanks, Senku. Appreciate it. Stay safe. Okay. So, let me... I'm stuck. Okay, get me out of there. All right. So it seems now that I can only perform it once and it doesn't reset. So that's a bit weird. It seems to be not, like, when I land, it should reset. So there's something going on. I think I might have an idea what it is. Attack. Attack counts more than that. Attacking is false. Wait a minute. Start targeting. Yeah, I think there's something about this that's not right. So if we attack and we've already exceeded the count, yeah, I don't think we need that there. Okay, that's still not working. Huh. What I'll do, we'll print the attack count. See what happens. Okay, so it's still printing 0. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe we'll print it after we increment it. Okay, now it's working. Kind of. Oh no, wait a minute, it's not. Ah, get me out. Stop! Stop! Okay, that's not working. I was trying to break free from it. It's too strong. Okay, hold on. So it's not resetting the homing count. Or the attack count, I should say. So that means I'm doing something wrong in the... up here. Yeah, it should be doing that, but it's not. Unless... Wait a minute. Call on attack. So that should trigger this. Yeah, hold on, it doesn't make any sense. Let's try that, just to see if there's something else, like, bigger than this that's breaking. Okay, it's actually, there's some bigger problem here, it seems. Even with that not set up, and it just skips straight to it. Oh, I'll go back again, skip immediately. So even if it's not in, well, let me check that again. Yeah, it's not working. That is only weird. Okay, so it only lets me do it once for some reason, despite the fact that I'm skipping this now. So it just goes straight to start targeting. And if targeting, oh, it's because this flag isn't being reset. That's why. So this stops it from like targeting something else if it's already in progress. This is not being reset. That's the problem. So I need to check. Oh yeah, that's right. Hold on. What we need is when start rebound, we need targeting to be off. And when end homing, well actually, yeah, wait a minute. We'll do end homing here. We'll call it the same and we'll make that. So we'll make this the state where it just turns stuff off. I think maybe we should move this here. Okay, it's still only doing it once. Oh yeah, we will probably set this as well. Start targeting. Okay. Still not it's only triggering once still. It's very weird. I don't know what I did because like I've made it like infinite now and it's still not working more than once. So there's gotta be something happening. It's that start homing. So that it's something to do with this boolean is targeting. So maybe I'll just skip that state and make it like that. Well, actually, yeah, wait a minute. We should do this around here. I think. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, hold on. No, I haven't set this up right. This needs to be down where this is, and then this needs to be up here. That's right. So I have this one right. That needs to be up there. And then this needs to be... We'll just skip through that at the moment. But stop targeting needs to happen when we start homing. And then it needs to do this. I think. Oh no, something about this... Something doesn't make sense. Maybe... Oh, yeah, I know what it is. So I need to have another event dispatcher here. Because we want one of these to trigger once and then one to go continuously. So So I'll make sure I assign that. I think. Yeah. We'll move this up to the other declared event dispatches. So what I'm doing, I'm just trying to explain. So I'm thinking about like when things are firing, because there's something a bit off about how the sequence is all going down. And I think what it is, because there's states that need to turn on and off, and I think the issue is that the states aren't right. Like things aren't being triggered properly, which is why I can only do the attack once. So what needs to happen is I need to like explicitly tell it like when to turn booleans on and off based on what conditions. And I think this needs to, I had to make a new one to put this on. Needed to put this here. So these are like events to happen while the character's moving towards the target. And we'll move this down, put it in here. But there are other events that I only want to happen one time, not continuously. So for example, when we start the homing state, when we start moving, I want the targeting logic to stop, because we don't really need it at that point. We only need to target, and then once we've acquired one, we don't need that targeting logic anymore. We can turn that off and then do the homing logic. So, but we only want to turn it off once. We don't want to keep turning it off for every frame that we're homing in. We only want to do it one time. So that's why I've written it in now. Let me just read this carefully again. So when we start targeting, and if we do hit a target, okay, we want to change this. If we do find a target, we would then go call on start homing. And then when start homing is triggered, it'll then turn these booleans on. So it'll first stop the targeting process, which, you know, that'll turn this boolean off. I guess, yeah, we can leave this plugged in. So it'll turn targeting off. It'll then turn the attacking boolean on. And there's an event tick that checks if that is on. And now we need to plug something in here. So we're going to go call on homing, which will then continuously move the character in this event. But then when we hit something, and I have to check this on the character, the hit event on the character itself. There should be an event hit somewhere. Or maybe I could specify that here, I don't know. Get owner, assign event, assign on actor hit, maybe? What does that do? I don't know. Well, maybe we'll just do it on the character for the moment. Thank you so much, Text Nicole, that's a cool name, for subscribing for 5 months, man. I appreciate that so much. And that's a cute little emoji there. That's pretty cool. I wish I had cool emojis like that. Thanks so much, dude. Appreciate it. Ah. How am I gonna? Okay, hold on. So I'm gonna go event hit should be here somewhere. I know it's here somewhere. Oh, here we go. Yeah, event hit. I have a branch here. I gotta go around that branch. That's why it's not always working. Oh my god. Well, okay, this wouldn't have worked how it is, so I gotta go around this contingency. Okay, that makes sense. All right. Moving on. So if is attacking, we'll rebound. I think that's what we want to do, right? Let me just check. And then if, oh yeah, then I gotta check the landing event. Reset account on land. Yeah, it should be fine. But 1 second. So if end homing is gonna turn attacking off. Targeting should already be off, so it only needs to do that boolean. All right, well, I mean, we'll try. We'll see what happens. Okay, well, now it's firing multiple times. That's great. But it seems to be doing the homing logic now all the time. Oh, hey, look at that. So now it actually turns it off when we hit something, so that's pretty cool. But it's like teleporting us instantly to the yeah, okay. Alright, I might have to turn the speed down then. Give me a moment. Let me go to Gabby's component and say homing attack. We'll change the homing speed to like the default value, 600. Okay, so it's we're getting there, It's slow, but we're getting there. Let me like halve that. We'll go, I'll halve it again. We'll go like 150 for the homing speed. Okay, that's still it's like teleporting us still. Okay, maybe we'll go even slower. We'll go like 10 homing speed. Okay, that's a bit more like it. So now when we hit it, we're at least, like, it's not glitching as much. Now, let's see if I can... Oh. I'm trying to get it, like... I'm trying to move it. Without, like, ledge grabbing on it. I want to try and move it towards that wall, because I want to test a hypothesis. It's almost got it. Okay. So if I'm on the other side of this, and if I hit that wall, is it gonna stop me? Okay, kind of. It almost does. Okay, it's a little... Okay, it's gonna need some fine-tuning. It almost stops. Like, it actually, when I hit anything. So that's almost work. Oh, that's cool. I can, like, homing attack into the wall and climb. That's actually kind of sick. Yeah, that's so cool. All right. Cool. It's still a bit buggy. There's no rebound state yet. But the general states at the moment seem to be working. All right, okay. All right. Came during my stream for the robot stuff. Oh, that's awesome. Thanks so much. Yeah, that was fun doing that. I missed that. Unfortunately, I don't have any other character models on the chopping block yet, but hopefully someday. All right, so the states kind of work now. It's just the stuff that happens in the states is not 100% yet. But I'm gonna plug this back in now and see if this works. Because at the moment, I can perform infinite homing attacks. Like in the air, no matter what. And I shouldn't, there's still another problem where I'm like doing the homing state when I shouldn't be. When there's no target. And it's rotating me as well, actually. That's really cool. So if I'm facing the other direction, and it seems, okay, it also seems to be it seems to be getting the target even when I'm like out of range. So that's kind of weird. I don't know why it's doing that. What if I go over here? Yeah, okay, so, oh, it's not clearing it. That's why. So it always knows where it is, no matter what. So if I, okay, that's interesting. Hold on. So if I go way over here, it'll still have it locked on, and it'll, yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool. But I don't know why it seems to stop before it reaches it though. That's kind of weird. So we need to clear it at some point. Let me think. So, I gotta do it again. So if I'm over here, okay, there's no target, so it works. But the minute I catch that target, it has it in its sights forever. Which is kind of funny. But I'm glad that the moving and rotating is working mostly. Studied game dev through at uni, working full time. Oh, that's cool, dude. Yeah, oh, thanks. I appreciate that so much. I'm glad I could, be of help a little bit there. Personally, I never did the uni route. Or that's what we call it in Australia. We call it university, not college, like you Americans. Well, I know you called it university too, so I guess you do call it university after all. But that's really cool to hear though. I try. It's not always all sunshine and rainbows though, as any game dev will tell you. But I try and make it fun. Alright, so How are we gonna do this? I just gotta think for a minute. To talk? Dude, yeah, sometimes I talk a bit too much, if you know what I mean. You should have been here half an hour ago. We were talking way too much and I wasn't getting anything done. Ultimately though, it's something I have thought about. I've actually thought about just doing streams where I don't talk. Because there are times where I notice I get a bit off track. But at the same time, I mean, that's ultimately with streaming, that's a difficult thing, is that you got to be entertaining and you also actually have to do work. Well, I guess this is specific to a game dev streamer or whatever I'm doing. For a normal streamer that just sits and watches like YouTube videos, it's not, you know, that's easy. Like, you don't really need to be focused. But if you're doing any kind of work on stream, at least for me, because I'm not like a cool hip zoomer. I can't like multitask with 10 screens at a time, but there are challenges there. But I have thought about like, oh, what if I just hopped on stream and have the camera pointed at my keyboard and just shut up the whole time? Would it be entertaining? I don't think it would, but I don't know, maybe that's something people want. I have no idea. The Americans, you know, don't call it university. Oh, that's funny. yeah. Well, thanks for translating that for me. But yeah, no. But to talk in your language, yeah, no, I didn't go to college. That's how you guys say it, college. I will say though, I really do miss, I miss the States, because every time I'm over there, I'm always just like completely enamored with how people talk, because it sounds like I'm in a movie, and it's really cool. Like every time I'm on the phone with my uncle, I always just cherish it, because it's like, he has that American voice. People watch the Sleeping Owl stream so... Well, hey, yeah, you never know, maybe. But yeah, there's definitely cases I've seen, because yeah, there have been times, because you know, streaming is like its own job, separate from game dev, right? And you know, I've had suggestions, you know, put to me from time to time of like doing more streamer type stuff, like playing video games, for example. But I think I actually did try that a few times, but every time I tried it, the stream would like glitch out, and I felt like the universe was telling me that it was not a good idea. But you know, there's been times where it's like, oh yeah, so, you know, if you wanted to be an even better streamer, you know, you'd have more stuff set up, you'd have like, you know, you'd make more of a show out of it. But ultimately, there's like that compromise of, you know, the more work you put into being a streamer, that's more effort you're taking away from being, like, doing work, you know, like being a game developer. So there's always that fine balance, and there's always that, like, that temptation of like, oh yeah, I could go like super streamer, like, you know, full on Mr. Beast or whatever. You know, be a lot more talkative and actually read my chat window, you know, more than once every half hour. But with me, I don't know, like, my general attitude towards this whole Twitch thing is, I have a project I have to make, and I feel like that's the reason people care about this whole thing anyway, is I have a project I'm doing. And if people want to watch it happen, cool. That's kind of it, really. So we have some fun, you know, we chat, but ultimately, I'm here to make the game. And I think that's where my priority should be. That's kind of the reason why I haven't streamed a lot the last few months, because there's a lot of the stuff I've actually been doing is stuff I can't really stream anyway, but also, yeah, there's that flow you get into, right? But then every so often, you know, you need that bit of company. So that's kind of what this is for. But there are definitely cases I've seen of people who took the streaming side of it too seriously and ended up like not getting anything done. And it was you know, like that's something I'm constantly afraid of, but I try my best. But unfortunately, it means that I'm not the most attentive streamer, you know. I don't have a lot of cool emotes. I don't have like a cool animation that comes up when people sub or whatever. But I have a cool game, which I hope people care about more than, you know, my personal stream setup. Because, you know, the stream ends the minute I turn off the live button, but the game lasts forever. I hope it does, at least. And like, until there's a solar flare that wipes out all electronics, then the game lasts forever. That's what people are going to remember. Yeah, no, I don't have any plans for React streams. yeah. No way. Although it's like, there's part of me that thinks, Like, if this doesn't work out, if none of this works out, and if I end up, like, homeless or whatever, then I'm like, you know, I probably could do a decent... I probably could be entertaining enough to do, like, a reaction stream type thing. Because I've seen people around do it, and it's like, yeah... Like, this is, you know... Like, sometimes I show my friends stuff, and we have, like, a discussion, and it's like, I probably would have stuff to say, but ultimately, I don't really care what other people are doing. So, like, I wouldn't really want to react to anything, because I have my own stuff I need to get done. So, you know, like, you know, there's heaps of reactable videos probably around there, but also ethically, I have issues with just that whole format as well. But if I had to do it, because obviously it works, everyone does it. If I had to, I think I wouldn't be terrible, but ultimately I have better stuff to do. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Technical, I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I will say though, I haven't been a good boy though lately. I've neglected you guys too much. So that's why I thought, at least this week, I don't know how much streaming I'll be able to do for the rest of the year, because everything's just kind of... Everything, you know, there's a lot going on, but, you know, I figured I should check in on them. I should press that live button. Just for a bit, at least. Alright, anyway, back on track. See, I'm doing it again, I'm going off topic again. Back on track. Alright, how am I gonna fix this thingy-majig, this feature thing? So, first of all, I need to check the move target thing. Okay, so because there's something I've put here, and I don't remember why this is here. Because some of this is recycled from my old melee system, but I have in my rotating thing where it rotates the character. There's a timer. And it increments, but it's only ever used for rotation, and I don't know why. Like, I honestly don't remember. Like, I honestly don't remember what it's for. So if I unplug this, the rotation's still gonna work. Maybe, because I feel like maybe this could be used in other for something else. Okay, well the rotation still works. Yeah, so I don't know why it's there. I feel like this should not be here. It should be somewhere else, but not here. So let me move this, because we don't need it for the rotation to work. So we're gonna get rid of that, because this is really more appropriate for another function. Because all we need I'm just wondering, should we keep that bull check here or not? I don't know. I feel like maybe we should. Yeah, we'll keep that plugged in. Because this timer thingy can work for something else. Let me just think for a minute. Because yeah, I wanted to have a thing where because an issue that could come up is that, let's say we are very far away from the homing time. Let's say we set that radius huge. Let's say I'm like 2 kilometers away from this. How long do I want to stay in the homing state before it gives up? You know what I mean? Like, we'll make it generous, but I think there should be a cutoff point where if we're too far away, yeah, we might have the target locked on. But let's say we're this far away and we still have the target locked on. I think after a certain amount, it should stop. Now, the only reason it's doing that right now is because we're touching the ground. That's why it's stopping, because the gravity is still going. And we need to turn that off, though, but we'll do that later. But if I get some air, like if I climb for a bit, oh, it seems to have lost the target. So if I wall run, does it lose the target? Okay, it does. Okay, that's weird. So if I need to get high up, because what it'll do is, unless we land on something or collide with something, it'll home in on that no matter how far away. And I feel like Yeah, see how far away I was? I feel like there should be a point where it'll start trying to go towards that direction, but if it's too far away, or more specifically, not if it's too far, if it takes too long. Because let's say the speed is a bit slower, and let's say it's like 2 kilometers away for whatever reason. And if we start homing in, after about 2 seconds at most, we want it to give up. Otherwise, it'll try and make the whole trip. So that's what I put this timer in here for, I think. But I put it in the wrong spot. So we're going to implement that the right way now. So let's move that around. Oh, hey, Moonglade. Yeah, it has been a while. That's right. I'm back for a little bit. I'm not sure. I don't have a regular stream schedule I can commit to right now. But I figured... You know, I have a few gold nuggets of features I'm programming up. Figured you guys might want to see. So here we go. Any thoughts on UE5? I haven't really looked much into UE5, to be honest. But it seems cool. Personally, though, because I have been asked before if I'm going to switch to it. At the moment, I don't see cause to. But if there is a particular feature that would immensely help, that would... be worth the risk of upgrading the project and breaking stuff, then sure, I'll upgrade. But at this current moment, that I have not found any compelling reason to upgrade. Because, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because UE4 is great, it works fine. There's nothing particularly I need to take advantage of in UE5 at the moment. And also, yeah, every time I upgrade a project, it usually breaks. So it's like, I want to avoid that. So yeah. But hey, by all accounts, from the little I have seen, it does look pretty cool. I'm actually kind of a little scared, even. Yeah, that's right. You heard me. I'm a little scared of UE5. Not that I'm scared to use it, but I'm scared at what it does to as an industry. Because it looks to me like it has completely removed the need to retopologize. Because it has that nanite system. And I feel kind of sad for everyone who has spent years or decades learning retopology who are now out of a job. So I feel a little afraid that it's like so powerful. Because there's I don't know, like I honestly, like part of me is curious about like UE3 even. Because there's something about that era of video games when things were simpler that I kind of miss. Because at the moment everything's so powerful, but I feel like limitation is a good creative tool. And I feel like having an engine as powerful as UE5 as a creative person may make it more difficult to make decisions because you have a lot of freedom. And I feel like maybe sometimes you want to have some limitations. But that's just my opinion. I haven't actually touched the UE5 yet. I haven't really done much research into it. I've just been focused on Feline mostly. But by all accounts, technically, it's amazing. Of course. But yeah, I don't know, like it's cool, I guess. I'm just not really looking, it's not really a point of interest I'm looking at right now. But maybe someday, like I'll probably end up using it someday for like another project once this is finished. Or, like I said earlier, like if there's a really good reason to upgrade, then I'll do it. But I haven't found that yet. Crashes. Well, yeah, actually, that's kind of one of the reasons why when it was in beta, everyone kept asking me if I was going to use it back then. This is like last year, and I kept saying no because it wasn't like it was still in alpha or whatever. And it's like, as a matter of principle, I never use software that isn't done because it's like, yeah, like they're still working on it, and I need something reliable. UE4 is stable, reliable. It's, you know, it's a bit old now, I guess. To me, it's still amazing. Like I have barely even scratched the surface of UE4, so I don't think I'm gonna have much to take advantage of with UE5 because I've barely utilized UE4. I'm not gonna need nanite. I'm not gonna need any of that stuff. I'm making a very stylized game. But you know, if there's a very compelling tool, sure. Apex Legends runs on Game Maker. Okay. I do know that the mobile version of Apex does run on UE4. There's a cool little fact for you. They actually remade the whole game in UE4 for the mobile version. And then the actual Apex itself runs on like Source, like modified Source engine. Sorry, I'm just Getting a bit hungry. I'm having trouble thinking. What was I doing? I can't remember. Now I'm thinking about retopology now. Oh yeah, I was gonna set the timer. That's it. Sorry, I got a bit off track there. Bit off track. So yeah, no, I don't want that time. Do I actually? No, I think I do want that timer there. Yeah. No, not here actually. I know where I want this. I want this in the homing logic. So when the homing event is happening, we will move and rotate. And then if it reaches the max duration, and then there was some boolean I needed to check. Wait, I gotta go check the old melee system. I gotta check on something. So this is my the kicking move that I'm gonna throw out, but we're gonna recycle some bits from it. I just gotta check yeah, this is a real mess. There's a lot going on. So I do something. Oh, that's weird. So yeah, this kind of doesn't do anything here. I don't know why it's in there. Must have been left over from something else. But, because we need to, if homing, and if the thing is up. Yeah, because I think this needs to come before. So this needs to go down, that needs to go across, that needs to go here. It needs to first do this. First priority is that. And then it needs to check this. Because if it's exceeded the duration, it shouldn't do anything. So we're gonna check that first before we actually move the character. So it checks if it's exceeded the max duration. If it has exceeded it, and if it hasn't, we will move. That makes sense. But if it has, call on stop. Oh no, we don't want that. We want call on end homing. We should really call that stop homing, not end homing. Oh, I accidentally pressed the help key and it's opened on Real Docs on my Google tab. There you guys are. I like that you focus on style rather than detail. In 20 years your game. Well, thank you. I hope. I mean, here's the thing. Realistic games can look cool, but me personally, well, actually, there was a point in time where I hadn't decided on the art style yet. This was before I made Gabby's model, and I wasn't sure whether to go with like an Overwatch Pixar art style or an anime style. But then I think naturally I just felt that anime was the right call. Like I always wanted to make, like my dream as a child was that I would make my own anime like Bakugan. That was like my childhood dream. So it kind of made sense for me to try, because the idea I had back then, because I remember learning about how anime was made, and I was like, wait, they draw every frame? Gosh, that's a lot of work. I wonder if there's a quicker way of doing that. So when I was like 13 or 14, I started looking into like Maya and stuff. And I was like, oh, maybe I could make like a 3D workflow where I can make stuff like this, but not have to hand draw it all. And I have a 3D model, because that would be more efficient, so I don't have to redraw the character from every angle. And then I would like tinker around. I didn't really get anywhere with it though, but I would tinker around with the idea. I made a little experiment in Unity. This was like years ago. I actually do have a video of this on my Instagram, of me experimenting. This was like in Unity and Maya. And I tried making like a cel-shaded test scene because I wanted to make my own anime show. And I was like, yeah, one day I'm gonna do it. But you know, it was kid me. I had no idea what I was doing. But yeah, let me show you. You guys might like this. It actually is kind of foreshadowing in a way of what I would end up doing. I gotta scroll back real far though. 1 second. So we gotta go all the way back to 2014. this was the little scene I made in Unity, and I had like this, I just had a background that I copy pasted from Google, and I set like as a scrolling in the background. And then they had like the free robot character. So I gave him a custom shader and I set the frame rate to like 15, which ironically is the same animation technique I'm using right now for Project Feline. So this was like my first test of that whole idea. And this was like way before, you know, Into the Spider-Verse and any of that stuff happened. This was like 2014. This is like 8 years ago I did all this. And yeah, I don't know, I always had this idea that at some point in my life I would do something with the 3D anime of some kind. Because I don't watch anime, but I do really like the art style. I think it's so cool. I've always been drawn to the art style. So yeah, I guess I kind of it just felt right that Project Feline would have that 3D anime art style. And yeah, I mean, it's challenging. There's some challenges with it, but it just felt like the right thing. I do have an idea in my head of like a game I would like to do in the far future that has like a realistic style, but I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like there's a specific realism style from like 2013 that I am drawn to. That I like Crysis 3, okay? Because that was like the first game I played that was like hyper realistic, which it probably doesn't look that way anymore, but at the time, even now, I'm more drawn to that than most modern games in terms of its art. Because I don't know, it's like that thing where you can tell it's still a video game, but it looks really detailed. And I know there's something about that digital look that I like. That maybe it's its own style. I don't know. Like 2013 hyper like realism is like its own art style. Maybe, I don't know. Like imagine one day in like 2040, there are people that nostalgically make games that look like Crysis. Because that's like a retro, because Crysis is gonna be retro one day. Can you believe? I know. Well, maybe it's already retro. Who knows? Because 2007 was a long time ago. But I really think it's gonna be cool. Maybe something I might do. Who knows? But it'd be so cool if like that captured realistic style, like Final Fantasy's cutscenes, like that style. It's not realistic, but it is like that stylized realism. That is like the most realistic that I like. But all of this other stuff like that you see now, I don't know, it's just a bit uncanny. I'm not down with it entirely. And I don't want games to look realistic, personally. Because I don't know, I just don't, I like the idea that you can tell it's digital. I don't know why, but it makes it feel cooler for whatever reason. I don't know, I don't know, it's weird. It's probably just this weird specific thing that I like, but anyway. Retro feeling. Did I ever do machinima? No, not really. No. That's like when you like make a story in like a game, right? Yeah, no, I didn't really do any of that. I would sit down at my desk and I would like draw a lot. That was kind of how I spent my childhood. And most of it was just drawing Gabby over and over and over and over and over again, trying to perfect her design. And I think I did do a few little comics. Like I tried to write my own little comics here and there, and they're not good. They're really terrible. But you know, it was fun. That was like, and then, you know, did a bit of writing here and there, and that was kind of how I spent my time. Anyway, so yeah, let me check the max homing duration. So I have it set to 1. So that means, okay. So if I have a target and if I climb up really high, it should, okay, maybe I'll set the max, I gotta set it to lower, hold on. So if I go to the homing thingy-mabob, set the max duration, max homing, where is that? Do I have, is it public? Did I set that as configurable? Max homing duration. Yeah, no, it is instant editable. Max homing, oh, here we go. I'll set it to like 0.2. So it means after 0.2 seconds, it should give up, which is what I want. So I'll designate that target. I'll then climb up here and get far enough away. Excuse me. Bit of hiccups. Oh, It seems to have not lost the target now. Okay, I think it's kind of doing it. Okay, yeah, it seems to be after a certain amount of time, it's like stopping. Okay, I think that works. I think it works. If we set it to 0, what will happen? I wonder. Okay, okay, that works. Okay, that works. Cool, 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 cool. We'll set that back to 1. But yeah, I appreciate the nice comments about my art style. I appreciate that. Thank you. Who's this guy? He's got like a cool like, I don't know what alphabet is that? Is that kanji? I'm sorry, I don't know. But Keelmax, is that how I pronounce it? Thanks, dude. That's cool. See that right there, that's proof of, unfortunately, how much of a non-weeb I am. I don't know how to read this Japanese stuff, okay? Yes, I love the anime art style, but I don't know a single thing about Japan. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Like, I'm the kind of guy, I'm like, my favorite anime is like Better Call Saul, okay? That's how far removed I am. Actually, hello, that's an interesting comment there, Graphic. 2013 realism hadn't crossed into the uncanny valley yet. I think you've explained exactly why I like it. I think I've learned something now. That's really cool. Maybe that's exactly what it is. But you know, like, okay, because some of you may know, some of you may not know, but some of you may know that my favorite video game of all time is Sonic the Hedgehog. 2006. That's right, that one. I have a lot of history with that game, and the opening cutscene, everyone hated it, but me personally, I thought it was so cool when you get that opening cutscene of Soliana, and it's like a Final Fantasy cutscene. And I didn't know what Final Fantasy was at the time, but I looked at the cutscene, and then I see like the princess, and I see Eggman, and then I see Sonic, and it's in this cool like Final Fantasy realism kind of cool lighting type art style. And I was like, man, that's so cool. And I was kind of disappointed that the rest of the cutscenes weren't rendered like that. But to be fair, it's very expensive, so I totally get it. But that is like, if we go anything close to realism, that is like the art style I would want to do if I got the chance. Is like that specifically, like the Final Fantasy art style. I don't know, it's just, there's something about it that's just kind of magical, you know? Like it just feels magic. Whereas like hyper-realism, like metahuman, it's cool, but it just makes me uncomfortable a little, you know? How did I make my models? That is a good question. I have a whole video series about that very question, and it is a big question indeed. Basically, I use a combination of animation and shading techniques to give the illusion that it's like a hand-drawn model, despite the fact that it's like, you know, 3D. So there's like specific shading, specific animation stuff that I do to get that look. You should really check out, like, I won't be able to do it. It'll take me like an hour to tell you how I did it. But I have a whole video series that's like maybe 20 minutes in total of how I went over all this stuff. I'll link you the playlist if you want to check it out later. So if we go to my YouTube channel, here we go. Creating a 3D anime character from scratch series. So I did this in Blender, Photoshop, and Unreal to make all that. So there you go, Mr. Belkmaster, if you want to check that out. This is a comprehensive, the most comprehensive answer you will ever get on how I did it. See, there's even this, I think it's 8 parts of exactly each step what I did. So I hope that thoroughly answers that question. It took me a while though. It took me about 6 months to actually do it because I had no experience with Blender or anything before that point. So I had to learn how to model, I had to learn how to animate, I had to learn how to do all of it for the first time. So it did take a way longer than expected, but it did get finished, which, for better or for worse, yeah, I'm happy about. No problem, man. Enjoy. Okay, I have a question for you guys though. As you all know, yeah, I'm unfortunately I'm not at the same level of like weeb that a lot of people are. Like I don't really get the whole thing. I've maybe watched like 2 animes in my life in recent memory. I need to know, is there an anime as good as Breaking Bad? If there is, then I'm down. I'll watch it. But I have yet to find it. Is there something out there with... and I'm not talking about like the themes or the not the themes, like the setting, like the whole cartel stuff. I don't really care about that. It's not important. The thing I like about it is like the writing, character development, the you know, all of that type of stuff. If there's something that is on that level, then I will check it out. Oh my god, Mr. Wolf, you have not watched Okay, Mr. Wolf, you're gonna close Chrome right now. You're gonna get off my stream right now, and you're gonna watch Breaking Bad. Then you're gonna watch El Camino. Then you're gonna watch Better Call Saul. And then you're gonna watch Breaking Bad again. And then you're gonna watch El Camino again. Because you have to watch them twice after you've watched Better Call Saul, because it completely changes the context of the show. So you need to experience it once without watching Better Call Saul, and you'll experience it one way. Then you gotta watch Better Call Saul, and then it'll completely change your view on it, and you gotta watch it again. Then you have officially finished television. You don't need to watch any more shows for the rest of your life. You've seen the best. You have speedrun television. You have ticked that off. You can then enjoy the rest of your life having experienced that show. Better Call Saul. Okay, we got someone who, like me, who prefers Better Call Saul over Breaking Bad. That's pretty cool. Awesome. They're both good shows, but yeah, Better Call Saul is my favorite. Actually, now that you mention it, yeah, actually no, there's 3 animes I've watched in my life, now that you mention. I did watch Full Metal Alchemist, like, a few years ago, because a friend recommended it to me. And yeah, that was actually really cool. That was like, I don't remember it all, because it was a while ago, but there were some cool bits in it. And I think the other ones I've watched are like Death Note and Code Geass. Those were like amazing. I would say that those are on the same level as Breaking Bad with their characters. I really love, because Geass and Death Note, these, I probably sound so basic right now. That's probably the ones that everyone's watched. But those two I enjoyed because, well, they're both kind of the same show. That's probably why. They both basically have the same protagonist. But I do like that whole idea of like, you've got this protagonist that's like, he's very, very calculated and smart. And he like gets himself into all these situations and he like comes up with brilliant ways to get out of them. And he has like he's very committed to like a singular goal. And it goes like completely off the rails as he tries to attain it. I think that's probably why I liked Breaking Bad. It's probably why I liked Better Call Saul. Because they all have characters like that who were just extremely calculated. Like Gus is like that. You know, everything he does is meticulously planned. You know, Kira or Light is like that. He has like a contingency for everything. And then Lelouch is kind of like that as well, where he has a whole plan to take over the world and stuff. Like, I don't know, there's something about that that's just interesting. And then watching them fall and like, you know, fall to their own demise because of their own weaknesses. That's something that's kind of cool. How about Log I don't know who that is. I've never heard of that one. But yeah, there's, because, you know, people have recommended anime to me before and I've tried, but I don't know, a lot of it just doesn't do it for me, you know? Like, I'll watch it and I'll just get bored because it's like, I don't know, it's just, I guess it's not appealing to me, I suppose. Because there's lots of genres, I'd imagine. But yeah, like, I think a lot of the ones that people will tell me are like slice of life stuff, and it's all just like, you know, setting in a high school, and oh my god, a girl likes me, and the entire anime is basically about that, and I just, it's just boring. Like, I can't relate to it, so it's like, yeah, no, give me something cool. Although, when I was a kid, I watched Bakugan. So yeah, see, I'm an anime expert, basically, guys. I watched Bakugan when I was 10. So I'm basically, yeah, I'm one of you guys. I'm basically all after, I'm all in that. Yeah, 100%. But yeah, because I noticed that. Because I have to, with the whole, like, a lot of them just being slice of life high schools, where all the high schools look exactly the same. Like, I see it around, and I'm obviously not the demographic for it. I feel like the demographic is probably for other people that are in high school. And I'm not, no, it's not for me. Anyway, I've gotten very off topic now. Let's bring it back. Okay, how am I gonna, I got the duration and timer working. That's fantastic. I need to fix the function and clear the target. Because it permanently holds that target no matter what. So I need to, yeah, okay, so I know what I need to do now. Yeah, hold on. I see the chat window going, but I gotta do this next little bit and then I'll read. Give me a moment, because I do have work I have to do. So, before I lose my train of thought, I need to, when the homing state stops, okay, I know exactly what I have to do. When homing ends, I need to clear the targets. Or whatever the current target is. Yeah, here we go. Current target. I actually don't know if I even need this variable. Let me find references. Is there any... Oh, oops. Find references. I don't think this is even being used. Yeah, I don't even need this. I'm pretty sure I don't. Yeah, no, I don't think I do. So yeah, so I'll set current target, and then I'll set when end homing, we'll clear that target. So now, I think that should, give me a moment to test that. So if I'm in range of this, it should hit it, and if I'm not in range, it should clear that target. Okay, cool. All right, that works. Epic. Cool. We just need some kind of rebound kind of state, I think, now. No, this can't be that easy. There's got to be something I'm getting wrong. I feel like, no, I should be stuck on something. There's something else I'm neglecting that I haven't... Oh, yeah, there was the whole thing with multiple targets. I haven't actually sort... No, I did sort... No, I haven't yet. I still haven't actually prioritized multiple... So it'll only work if there's one target at a time. So I should probably fix that now. Or actually, you know what? I don't have to fix that immediately. I should get the rebound working and then I'll come and fix that. Yeah, that's that. Yeah. So we'll get a rebound state going. So when we start rebounding, let me think. We need a rebound cooldown. We gotta use that somewhere. We also need start rebound. Okay, I'm just gonna throw an experiment. This is not the way I want to do it, but for the moment. I'll figure out, I don't want to use this function, but for the moment we'll do it. We'll just set the upwards velocity. And that might be actually a bit too much. Actually, we do have a rebound launch direction. Yeah, we'll plug that in. We do need to orient this to the character, but we'll do that in a bit. Because this is just going to be absolute world space, which we don't want, but it'll just make so that we can test it. It should work. So we got to launch the character up and then delay. And then when stop rebound. I think I need one more boolean. B can attack. Because we want to stop the player from being able to do one when the rebound's happening. So we're going to set a new variable, B can attack, and this will be whether or not, or whether attack can be performed. And we'll make this a hidden variable, and we'll move this at the top. And we'll use this because we don't want you to always be able to attack. So when we rebound, we shall, because we're going to rebound off whatever we hit. We're going to stop you from being able to perform an attack. And then we will allow you to do it again after the cooldown. Call on stop. I think it's... Is it? Or call on end rebound. That's it. And when end rebound happens, it turns those flags off. That's what we want. What engine am I using? Unreal Engine 4, baby. That's it. AOT. I think I've heard of that. That's Attack on Titan, I think. I think I may have seen bits of that before. But yeah, no, I think this is like a very old friend of mine. I think we both watched it, and this was like years ago. I honestly don't remember a single thing from that show. But everyone keeps saying it's really good, but I don't know. Like from what like the little I do remember, it didn't seem like it was okay, but I don't know. Maybe my taste is more niche. I don't know. Because there was something, well, no, I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but there was some like weird thing that happened. And then I think like after the second or third one, I just remember getting really bored. And I don't know. I'm trying to think. I just remember there's a lot of stuff in a forest and they're riding a horse, and then an attack happens, and then there's like all this secret stuff about like a key and a basement or whatever, and it doesn't really go anywhere satisfying from what I recall. I don't know. I can't remember like how far in I went, and there's probably been more that's come out since I last watched it, but like it just seemed like I was expecting it to be better from what people were saying, but I don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen it, so I could be remembering it wrong. But yeah, I just remember a lot of episodes of just not much happening. And I'm not down. I don't know. It's not really. It's one of the reasons I love Breaking Bad, by the way, is because there is no, or even Better Call Saul, both those shows, there is like no filler. All of it becomes relevant somehow, you know? Like it's all leading up. People, you know, people might have this criticism of Better Call Saul, right? Like people say, oh, you know, it's a slow, nothing happens in the season 1, it's a slow burn. But if you pay attention, it's all so significant and it all pays off hugely if you commit to it. And that's the thing that people usually stop watching before it pays off, and it annoys me, but because there's enough there. I don't know, it must be how they direct it. There's something about the way they direct and write it that keeps me into it, even if it's slow, because I know that it's going to build up to something, and then it always does. You know, like people say that the Kettlemans in season 1 were boring, but then you watch season 6 and it's like, how do they make them relevant again there? And you'll see how it's like, oh, and you'll be like, oh, okay, so this is like tying back to season 1, and all that boring stuff at the beginning is now making sense, and it lays all this foundational work, and it's all purposeful. There's nothing done on accident, and that level I love that. That's why I absolutely can't stand like Marvel phase whatever at the moment, because I've adamantly refused to watch any more Marvel stuff, despite the fact that all of my friends have been telling me to, because it's just not on the same, in my opinion, it's not on the same level. And it's also, because there's some new Spider-Man movie that I have to watch. And I think one of my friends bought it for me. Like, he got me the Blu-ray, and I still haven't watched it, and I'm very sorry if he's watching. But the thing is, I would love to watch that movie right now, but I've been told that to watch the new Spider-Man, I have to watch the Tobey Maguire movies first, then I have to watch the Andrew Garfield movies first, then I have to watch the Tom Holland movies, and then I have to watch the Doctor Strange movie, and then I can watch Spider-Man. And I'm personally, I don't like having to do all this homework. You know, my schedule is as tight as it is, and I don't have like 8 hours to watch movies. So that kind of stuff does annoy me a bit with how Marvel's been having things lately. I kind of miss when it was just a movie you could go see at the cinemas with like no context and you could understand what was happening. But now it's like you have to have watched all the shows and you have to have followed the characters from other movies, and I don't know, like I just don't like it. I'm not into that stuff. But some of you might like it, some of you may not. I don't really care. If you like it, that's cool. But me, nah, Breaking Bad. That's all I will ever need to watch in my life ever again. Yeah, well, that's the thing. I actually tried. I tried to like follow up on my promise to this dude to watch Spider-Man. I did watch the first 2 because there was that week where I had COVID, so I literally had nothing else to do. So I actually bit the bullet and watched Tobey Maguire's films. And yeah, I think some of you may have forgotten this, but I actually had never seen them before, like before this year, despite the fact they came out like 20 years ago. And yeah, they were actually pretty good. They were okay. But we're not living in 2004 anymore, sadly. We're in a different era. I don't think movies like that get made anymore. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to look away at chat for a moment because someone just mentioned Destiny 2, and you're gonna send me on a rant if I even think about Destiny right now. So I'm gonna. You guys can talk about. I have to focus. You guys are tempting me so much. But no, I have to stay on task. But I have a lot I could say about Destiny, let's just say. Okay. Where was I? I'm gonna get so sidetracked and I'm getting hungry. So I'm gonna spend another like half hour or so and then I should probably eat. Yeah. Let's just say I don't like FOMO in video games or in any. I don't like FOMO at all. I don't like mechanics based on FOMO. That's why I really wanted to like Destiny, but because everything was all limited time only, I lost interest very quickly. However, I am now considering, if I do get free time at some point, to go back and play Destiny 1. Because they're not doing anything to Destiny 1. It's finished. There's no more new content. There's nothing else I can miss out on. I feel like only then I can enjoy the game and take it at my own pace. Because I'll play it like maybe once every 6 months. And obviously you can't play Destiny 2 like that. You'll have to constantly be on. But now that the level cap for Destiny 1 is not getting any higher, there's no more new gear, there's no more new drops, it's finished. Now I think I can enjoy it, and knowing that I'm not missing out on anything. It sounds weird, but that's kind of because I like just playing at my own pace. I'll play it like once every 6 months or so. And I'm not gonna log in every week and do my challenges because I don't have time. Although I will say this, when I first got into the game, it was tempting, But then I got a bit older and I was like, wait a minute, this is a waste of time. And then I stopped. But yeah, dude, it's crazy. I do feel very scared for the amount, especially like teenagers that have like studying to do and stuff. And that's like all they have. And then it's like their release from that is doing weekly challenges on a game. I don't know, it just doesn't sit right with me. It's something about it just worries me a lot about that whole thing because it's addictive. But anyway, that's a topic for another time. Did that I actually didn't check if the rebound worked. That's what I was wanting to check on. Oh, okay, yeah, there was an error. All right, let's let's have a look at this, shall we? I think I found the problem. I had a circular. Wait a minute. Ah, there we go. I had a circular, it was referencing itself, that's why. There we go, that should fix it. Because it was going in an infinite loop, that's why it was crashing. Silly me, how could I do such a thing? Anyway. Okay, and we're gonna need more power for that one. So let me go to wherever Gabby is. Homing attack. Rebound direction. Okay, I haven't. We'll set a new default variable then. We'll set the rebound force to like 1200. There we go. We got a rebound. Hell yeah. Although we're not actually making contact with the thing, so that's kind of weird. But we got, it's getting there. We got something. Let's full screen that. It does feel a bit awkward though. And for some reason, every time I land on the... I see what's going on. I'm rebounding off the floor. That's interesting. Okay, so we're gonna need to do something about that. It seems, yeah, Liz, I'm actually not rebounding off the object, I'm rebounding off the floor. Now, okay, for a moment I had it there. Okay, let's reduce the kickback force just a wee bit. Let's make that 600. Okay, maybe you'll make it 800. All right, well, this makes me happy. We're getting somewhere. We have something going with this attack. There's no animations yet, but I'll get to that later on. I'm just getting a feel for it, because something about it doesn't feel right. I'm trying to figure out what it is. There is something that I should add. One moment. So I need to go to attack. It's rebound, I think. Because we have a boolean called reset attack count on rebound. So when we do rebound, we got to make sure we do that. So attack count should be here. So I got to reset it so I can actually perform a combo of them, which, you know, was kind of the whole point of the mechanic. Oh, are we talking about the Destiny story? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Didn't they remove that though? Because my brother is super into Destiny 2, so every so often I'll ask him about it. And apparently they've like completely removed the whole Red War campaign from the game. So that whole thing with the Traveler and Gull trying to steal it is not even like, they've like completely removed all that now, apparently. So I feel like I want my 6 hours back, you know? But there's something about Destiny 1. It's like the music and like the energy of it feels different, and I kind of prefer Destiny 1 because I played it at launch and it just had this majesticness to it. I couldn't put my finger on what it was, but it feels different to D2, and I prefer D1. But unfortunately, because there's a friend I want to play it with, and his PlayStation does not work. So yeah, we're just gonna wait for him to resolve that. Okay, so now I can perform multiple homing attacks in the air. Although I'm not a fan of how the rebound sends me backwards. I want it to send me forward. Yeah, so let me try something. Just a little idea. I'm gonna set the forward launch direction. Well, actually, this was not gonna work that well, but we'll try it. Okay, that's gonna be, yeah, that didn't really make a difference. Oh, well, look at that. Whee! All right, maybe I should turn off physics for that, because it's gonna make it a bit weird. So I just gotta remember where the physics tick box is. I swore it was here somewhere. There should be like a thing where it's like simulate physics. Yeah, I'll turn that off for this one. So it's just so it stays in one place. And we'll add a few duplicates. We'll add like a few. We'll add a chain. I might make the grid size a bit bigger. Yeah, see, Vars, like that name, it means nothing to me now. It was so forgettable. I don't even remember like because there was some whole build up they were going to do with him, and then I kind of stopped playing and caring at that point. But I think in Destiny 1, I don't think I even went through all the DLC in that game. Like, I think I played, there's like this cycle I had where I would play Destiny, this was both Destiny 1 and 2. I'd play it at launch. I'd play it for about a year. And then they would start doing their expansions. And then like, I would do the expansions and then they would do like the first big expansion. Because they have the little tiny expansions and then they do the big one. And right before the big one, I would always stop. Because, I don't know, life or whatever. But then when I come back to it, because after about a year, I'll try and come back to it, and it's completely alien. Like everything, all the gear I worked for is now completely useless. My level is now completely below like the maximum or whatever. Like they've changed the whole level system. Like my entire inventory is basically useless, and I feel so alienated. And I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I don't need this. And then I just never pick it up again. So yeah, that's kind of why I'm not a fan. Because it's like, my favorite games I don't play a lot, but I'll come back to after an interval of time and go, oh yeah, I'll play a bit of that. You know, it's been a couple months or a few years or whatever. But you know, because I don't particularly, because I did try doing the whole daily, weekly challenges stuff at one point, and I hated it. I hated it so much because it felt like a chore, and it's like, goddamn, I have enough work as it is. I'm not gonna like log in to Destiny every day just to tick off a box where I could just, you know, do something in real life. So I would, you know, I tried, but it just wasn't, I wasn't satisfying. I hated it. So I stopped. And you know, because there's still bits I like the combat's good and I want to enjoy that. But every time I come back to it, I feel like I'm not supposed to be there. Like I feel like I don't belong there, and that I've missed out on too much. And everyone's like, "Oh man, you missed out on the event." Oh, dude, you just had to be there, man. You had to be there. And it's like, you know what? No, I don't. And I'm gonna go away and play something else. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel. It's like it feels like an abusive relationship I have with the game. And that's the thing, because I want to like it. I wanted to like it, but I just can't. I just can't do it. It's just too, it just punishes me for not playing. And I don't like that. I like games that respect my agency and, you know, my responsibilities. And they let me come back to the game after a year and not punish me for it. That's what I like. But also, yeah, because the thing is as well is that the story, I completely don't get what the story is right now, but with these kind of games, I like getting into the story, but not if it's a bad story. So the thing I didn't like about Destiny is that I felt like I needed to do all this extra periphery work to understand what was happening. And then if you come back after a year, all the rest of the game has lived without you, and you've missed out on all this context and these missions. Now the characters all act differently to each other, and you have no idea why, and they expect you to they treat you like you have been there, but also your gear is like way underleveled. But all the characters talk to you like you've been there the whole time, and it's like, you did it, you saved the town, and it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't done anything for the last year, you know, like what's going on? And I feel like, yeah, I just feel not welcome. Like I feel like the game isn't for me. It's for people that are gonna log in every day, and I'm not that guy. So I accepted, after, like, it's a couple years ago now, I accepted that Destiny was not my game. Like, I'm not supposed to be there. So I uninstalled it, and I haven't come back to it. Because it obviously does not want players like me. It wants people that are going to log in every day and spend money on the Eververse store and buy the expansions. That's the people they want. And yeah, cool, but I'm not that person. I'm not him. So, you know, it's a shame. I mean, Halo still exists, so that's where I go, you know? If I need to shoot stuff, Halo MCC. You know, nothing beats an old match of Halo Reach. You know what I'm saying? And sure, they've added a bunch of stuff to that as well, but I just ignore it. I don't honestly care about the cosmetics. I just want to have a match, you know? I'm old school. Anyway, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I wanted to copy this, but I have to do it on the right layer. But yeah, I don't know. Some people like that, and that's cool. But I guess the thing about me, this is not really a Destiny problem. This is more of a me problem, I think, because I'm not really in the culture. What do you call it? The cultural zeitgeist or whatever it is. I'm not usually in that like stuff. Like growing up, I had like one friend, and we did not have the same interests even. So I was like the guy that was interested in a few things that no one else was interested in, and I didn't really share that with people. I just kept it to myself. Like Bakugan. I mentioned that I watched Bakugan growing up. No one else I knew growing up watched it at all. So I would just, you know, watch it by myself. So, because I get the whole appeal with a lot of these games is the social aspects to it. Like with my brother, he has a whole clan and stuff, and they all play it. But I don't have that. Like, I don't have a clan, and I don't like clans anyway. So yeah, I'm just not the kind of guy that game is made for. Like, I'm not the target audience. You know, I prefer enjoying things on my own normally. Like, I'm more than happy to just have an experience alone and keep it to myself and enjoy it myself than to like, you know, make it into a social thing. But, you know, not everyone's... I'm probably in the minority. That's because, I mean, hell, the game still sells heaps, so... That's why I'm kind of... You know, that's why, yeah, like, something more like Project Feline would be my kind of game, or, like, I don't know, like Halo single player or whatever. Or, yeah, MMOs, I would absolutely hate MMOs, I think. Thanks, Moonglade, who says it's probably worth playing other games like Project Feline. Yeah, you are correct there, my guy. Absolutely, 100%. I endorse that statement. But I don't know. Yeah, again, this isn't to like say that that Destiny is a bad game. I just personally, it's not the kind of game I like. And those are the things I don't like about it. If they had like a single player version without the open world and stuff, that was just the campaign and the campaign was like competently written, then sure, yeah, I'd enjoy it. But it's not that. And it's not supposed to be that. So. Okay, so there seems to obviously be some problems with my homing attack targeting with multiple targets. It seems to work when it detects one. But it seems to be moving to... Okay, this is kind of interesting. So here's a little... You'll notice something about these cues where the origin point is on the corner. And that's exactly where the homing attack is targeting. So I'm not sure... yeah, that's a bit weird. I don't know if I want that. I have to wonder if there's a way to have the homing attack target a different part of the model, like the geometric middle rather than the origin point. But I don't know if that's possible. But is that important? It kind of is. Is it urgent? Do I need to do that right now? I don't know. Well, let me just save everything. Why don't I have it? Well, there's a reason why I have the origin on the corner. It's for like level placement. There's a specific reason why. But I'm just wondering if I can like give it its own origin. Because the thing I'm also thinking about is like for these characters, for instance, their origin point is in the center, but I want their origin point to be the head. So is there a way, because I'm going to have these as targets at one point. Is there a way I can make it so that it targets the head and not the body? Because, you know, hitting the top of that big red, you know, bulb, whatever, like that's going to be, you know, that's where you want to target. You don't want to target the bottom or the wheel or whatever. So there's got to be some way where I can tell it how to, like, where to go in on. But that might be a bit complicated. For the moment, the more urgent thing is probably having it handle multiple targets. So I'm gonna plug this, maybe not that. I'm gonna plug this back in and see if it'll prioritize based on distance with what I wrote previously. I don't think it'll work, but it may. Okay, wait a minute. There is something I do need to do. One moment. Because this whole launch character thing, that there's something I gotta change about that. I'm gonna multiply it by the direction of the character. That's something I know I have to do at some point. Let me just think. I just gotta remember which way is X and Y. I always forget. I think I can figure it out. One moment. I think X is sideways. No, it's okay. It's forward. All right. So we'll make it x is times forward vector. And then that is times right vector. And that is times up vector. So now it should actually launch the character relative to its rotation. And then we need to combine. I don't know if we multiply or add how do I do this? I forgot how I combine these. Because I multiply and do I times them or add them together? I think I add them. And then I plug that in there. So now, if I set the forward direction to like 1200, it should launch me forward relative to the character, not relative to the world as well. So I should hit it, and then it'll launch me forward. And that seems to work, I think. Because I'm rebounding with the floor, and it's like taking me forward a bit. It's just not okay, so the thing that's not working right now is... Also, I need to decide about these things. Give me a moment to just think for a moment. Do I want to override? We'll get to that later. I'll just keep that on for the moment. Okay, it's this bit I need to figure out. Prioritizing distance. So this is in that for loop where it's getting all of the targets in range, and then checks and compares the distance. But how do we figure out which is the shortest, is the question. I think we might have to put this first. So we have that first. I think. Or do we? No, we don't. No, not there, not there. We need to have this. I think this has to go somewhere so it has a value. Where can this go? I think it needs to. Yeah, okay, no, this needs to go like way before. It needs to go. It needs to go like here. And then it'll compare it with, at least has something to compare to. So if it's less than that, so whenever if it's shorter than the previous set value, it sets that value as the new one. But if it's not less than, what should it do? I don't know. Let's just see if that does anything. Because the idea, okay, no, we got something cool. I think it works. I think so. Not entirely sure yet, but I also need to like hold on. I gotta mark these as non-ledge grabbable, or no, no. I'll just make these specific ones. I gotta mark these as like non-grabbable because I'm gonna keep trying to vault over them otherwise. What's the? I gotta remember where this is supposed to go. Collision presets. Okay, so we'll make. Wait a minute. Huh? I don't have a custom collision for that after all. Let's see. I thought I did. Oh well. Well, actually, no. We will need to like have this work with the ledge grab anyway. Like we need to tell it to how it should treat stuff when it can ledge grab. That's something else we'll have to specify later. Oh, thanks for the hydrates, guys. Sorry, I just checked the chat. All right. So, it seems to... Something about it just does not feel right, though. There's something about... I can't put my finger on it. There's something just... Something just feels a bit glitchy. Maybe you can see it, I don't know. But it feels a bit... doesn't act the way I want. I think... Okay, wait a minute. One moment. What I need to do... because these should probably take damage, I imagine. So let me, yeah, one moment. So I need to go to the hit event. I think that's what it is. Event hit. And then we need the other actor. Apply damage. So we start rebound and then we apply damage. And we need to give the homing attack a damage value. Oh, oops, that's not the right. So we gotta actually tell it to damage stuff. So we'll give this amount of damage to apply to target when hit. And we'll move this up, and I'll move this up too. So we have damage. We'll set this value to like 1 by default. And then we can then go back to the hit event, get the homing attack, and go get damage. And we will apply that here. That should work. So then what I do is, because these crates actually do have health, believe it or not. So I'm going to set these to health. There's a health component on here, and this is the same health that Gabby uses. That's pretty epic. So, why is it lagging? Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. So here's health. We're going to set the health value to 1, and we are going to change it. We're going to turn off infinite life so it doesn't respawn. And we're gonna do that for this one as well. Set 1, turn off infinite lives, and then this one 1, turn off infinite lives. And what should then happen is we should be able to attack these, and they should disappear when we hit them. That's the goal. But hey, that's just a theory. We'll see what actually happens. Okay, yeah, it's not working as I thought. Oh no, it worked that one time, but it seems like. Okay, I didn't set something up properly. Because these health components are, for this specific asset, they do glitch a bit sometimes, and I don't know why yet. Let me just check if I set that properly. Health. Oh, I'll set max health to 1 as well. Probably a good idea. Oh yeah, this one I didn't tick off has infinite lives. Neither did this. Why did none of that save? That's really strange. Okay, from the top. Make sure that that's saved. Let's try it again. Okay, that should be doing that. Okay. Oh, it's like almost. It's just not quite there. Like it almost gets it. It's just the collision is so glitchy. Because it's not making the full journey, it would seem. Like the event hit is not quite always, it's not always making its mark, you know what I'm saying? But it's got the right spirit, you know? So but you can already see, like if I get it at the right angle, you can see what I'm trying to do. Like you can already see how fun this will probably be when it works properly. It's just a little buggy, a little bit. See at it? I do know why that first one, I know exactly why it's not working. So the reason why, if I just jump like this and attack, it's actually homing attacking the ground, Like, I homing attack, and then the minute I hit the ground, it rebounds me. So that's not good. So it's actually hitting the ground, but I have to jump high enough for me not to touch, because it's going to try and pivot towards the ground. But if I don't touch the ground, it gets it. It's just... It's so close. Okay. Are you supposed... Yeah, well, they're supposed to explode. But I haven't added the explosion yet. But that'll happen at some point. Keeping my boxes clean. Thank you. Well, I try. I don't know if this is... I still got a bit... It could be cleaner, for sure. But I try. It has been helpful, though, because well, yeah, now we're actually reaching the point where someone else might go and look through these. So I'm very glad I invested time to try and make these tidy. But also, yeah, I'm also, like, very obsessive. So I would not sleep at night if I didn't try. Like, if I didn't try and tidy this, it would legit bother me. Like, I would actually get very grumpy. That's just how I am. I'm exactly the same way like this with my cables. If I could, I'd show you guys. But unfortunately, I can't move this camera because the cable is perfectly in place and it's the perfect length. So that kind of just goes to show, just a testament to how neat I try to be. But if I could move this camera, I would show you behind my desk and I've got everything cable tied down just like this, you know, I have redirect nodes everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I got it all perfectly lined up, even though no one except me is going to see it. You know, I've even tried to make it invisible. So if you were to look at this desk from that door, you wouldn't be able to see any visible cables. And that was really, it took me like a whole day to do that, but it was so worth it. Because it, you know, has anyone here ever read the book, The Magic of Tidying? Or I think there's a Netflix show about it now, because it got like really popular. But I read the book by Marie Kondo, I don't know what her job is, but she basically is like a professional tidier, more or less. And she has this philosophy about how she cleans stuff. And that, like, I full on went all the way with that. So... that's where that meme comes from of like, does it spark joy? When I see blueprints that are spaghetti, that does not spark joy. But when I do, it does spark joy. You know what I'm saying? You shove them behind... No, dude, you don't... No, you don't do that. That's bad. No, you don't shove them. You don't hide them in the dark. You gotta confront your cables. You gotta straighten them out. You gotta sort them out. In a way, I feel like you can tell a lot about a person by their cable management. I have a theory that people who don't manage their cables are running... It's like a metaphor for their life, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. You can tell me if this is true or not, but I have a feeling that there are troubles in your life. There are uglinesses that you're running from. And just like how you manage your cables, instead of dealing with them, you hide them under the desk and you just let them be that way. But not me, man. I can't do it. I have to have it tidy. That's just me. Yeah. Nah, I'm just kidding though. But who knows, maybe. There might be some psychological thing about that whole thing that I've like done reading about that sort of stuff. And I knew someone a while ago who was like a big time hoarder, and she was like absolutely a pain to talk to because like, yeah, it was like a very bad hoarding situation, and it came through in her thinking. Because she was trying to do like something really complicated and she kept asking me for help. But it would always end up in the situation where I'd have to re-explain it. And then the idea would just get derailed. And thinking just became difficult. And I genuinely believe, like, that's why I try to keep this. I wish I could give you a room tour someday. But I try my very best to keep my room very tidy. Because I feel like it reflects my state of mind. I genuinely believe that. Like and I also, if I do leave my room messy, it bothers me a lot. I don't think I can put into words just how much it pisses me off. Like if I leave a shirt on the floor, I will think about that all day until I get home and fix it. Like if I'm out, even if I'm having fun, it's gonna be in my head. I'm gonna be thinking that I left a shirt on the floor. or I left you know, I left my mouse in the wrong position on my desk pad, or I left a glass that should be in the dishwasher or something. That kind of stuff, it'll really get to me and bother me. So to make my life less hell, I try to keep things in order. Okay, graphic. I've heard that saying too, but I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a second. I think that's just laziness. I think maybe there's another saying where it's like the most the cleanest desks belong to the most organized people, which I don't think anyone would disagree with. Because to me, yeah, being creative and stuff, but you gotta be organized. Gotta be, you know. Anyway, what was I in the middle of doing? See, this bit is stressing me out because this isn't in line with everything else, and now it's derailing me, and now I can't focus. Yeah, and this is bothering me a lot, but I have to restrain myself and go, Ray, you haven't finished coding it yet. You can fix it later. So yeah, I try and show some restraint. But yeah, what was that thing I was gonna fix? There was something about how it was homing attacking the floor. Yeah, okay, I remember what I have to do now. I have to go to the homing attack. I have to go to the function that says end, or I think it's end homing attack or something like that. On stop homing. Where is that? On stop homing. It should be here. Okay, so one, wait a minute. No, that should be called on stop homing. So when stop homing is triggered, what it should do, because it clears the target, but it should not, I'll turn that off, this one. Yeah, Mingli. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Mingli. You have all these ideas, but it's like, oh no, my desk is a mess. Oh no, I've lost focus. See, I used to be like that. I used to do that. I used to not take care of it, but then one day I realized, you know what? My desk needs to be flawless. And then I dedicated way too much time to making it that way. Even now, I'm still thinking of ways I could make this better. Like, I'm trying to think of, could I get rid of more stuff? Or could I don't know. I'm always thinking about it. But I genuinely believe that having a tidy working environment is the best condition to work with. Because, yeah, the people who I've had the most trouble working with usually had a very messy setup. And it shows in, like, how they think. It's just, I don't know, it's just a thing I've noticed. I can't explain why, but I just notice it. But yeah, there's probably some study about it. That most definitely. I have to believe that whole Magic of Tidying book is like founded on that in some way. Because the whole philosophy of that book is talking about, it's mainly to do with just your household in general. They talk about how to discard things and clean stuff. And on the show, because I watched like one episode of it, and like the families afterwards, once they've like chucked out a bunch of stuff, they just feel way better. And they are a lot happier. Because there's just, you know, there's less, they own less things, and it's just, it's not the fact that they own less, but it's just, the stuff that's left behind is the stuff they really like. And that, it's just less clutter, you know? And I think that makes your brain less cluttered too, and it has to in some sense, I believe. But yeah. Technical is too easily influenced? Well, hey man, that's good, because I'm gonna influence the hell out of you. I'm gonna I'm gonna show you the cleanest. Like one day, guys, we'll go on like a subreddit or something that just has very clean setup room. We'll go on like battle stations, and I'm gonna influence you to making a very clean workspace. It's gonna be awesome. Honestly though, that's exactly kind of what happened to me. I went on like the R battle station subreddit, and I was like, man, these guys have awesome setups. I gotta do that, and I tried. It's still not, I don't know, I don't think it's up there yet, but one day. Like that's kind of why as well, like with my desktop, I keep it, like there's no icons on it or anything. Like if I minimize this, I only have like a temporary folder and the recycle bin. And then there's these two icons to remind, because I installed iTunes to sync my old phone and I'm planning on uninstalling it, but I'm leaving this on my desktop until I finish it, just as a reminder. But apart from that, there's nothing here. And then the other day, or no, it wasn't the other day, it was like a few weeks ago, but I had this friend of mine and we were screen sharing and I see his desktop and the entire thing is covered in like folders. And I'm like, dude, you're stressing me out, man. You're stressing me out. And then I had to like look away. It was just too much. But he said that he'd fix it at some point. And I'm like, you better, man. Next time we screen share, I better see nothing on that desktop. Yeah, man. How nice is it when there's like nothing? It's just blank. It's just a nice picture. That's how I like it. It's the best. Anyway, what was I had to do? There was something on the rebound event I was working on. Stop homing. Has attacked is false. Because I basically... Let me check. Something. Because there's the thing where when we land... Oh no, when we hit something, if we are attacking, then it should do the rebound. Oh. Oh, I'm wondering. Because yeah, it doesn't really make sense for it to rebound off the floor. That doesn't really make any sense, but I don't know how to make it not do that. Okay, well, I mean, let me try that again. Maybe I did fix it. See, it's rebounding off something. Okay, when it's in the air, it kind of works. It's homing it on the corner and not the middle, which I can fix later. But when it's on the ground, I think it's like it's colliding with the ground instead. And that, I don't know if that's, I don't know. It might be problematic. But also, I can, yeah, that's not good. I'm like rebounding off the floor and that's, yeah. Oh, you know, maybe I shouldn't worry. Because I'm just thinking that something should happen if we don't find a target, and I should probably set an event like that up. So I'm gonna do that, and then I might call it a day. But I need to pass the target through to the homing events. We'll put that. We'll plug that through here instead. And then we need that there, or something like that. You've embraced the chaos, bro. Well, if that works, I do kind of envy people that aren't bothered by that, because it is a curse. Because like I'll often like get that's why I don't visit people a lot, because when I do, it just stresses me out a lot, because it's like, why is there, you know, I'll go in and, you know, it's like, you know, old friend, and then I'll look around and it's like, why is there a box by the door? What's the purpose of that? Why is that there? And then my brain will just continuously freak out. So yeah, it's not great all the time, but I think in some cases it's nice. Okay, yeah, hold on. So I gotta pass that through. Oh yeah, no, that needs to be on the event dispatcher as well. Yeah, my bad. So when start home. Yeah, so we gotta add inputs to the event dispatchers. That's right. And then on start targeting, stop targeting, start homing. We'll do it on homing as well. And we'll make a... yeah, that should be good. That should be all that we need. But we're gonna have to... There's gonna be a few errors now, I think, because... Yeah, it's gonna... Yeah, that's it. So on start homing... Ah, wait a minute. No, we don't want that on start. Or do we? Do we want that? No, we don't. Let me remove that input. Because we don't have a target yet. I don't think when that happens. Or no, I mean, I don't know, we should, but we'll ignore that. But on the actual homing event, yeah, we do need something. I just gotta figure out where call on homing. So we'll replace that. But this time, yeah, we'll plug that in. And then, now, this is the brilliant bit. Because, well, wait a minute, I gotta bind that to the dispatcher. Oh, come on. There we go. So we'll put that up here. And then we shall... Yeah, there we go, yeah. And then watch this. So then what we can do is... I just gotta make sure that... Where's start homing? Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, so then what we can do is, in the homing event itself, we can actually take the target. And this is where it gets interesting. So... We'll do it, because I need to do an is valid here, or a whatever it is. We need to do a branch. Actually, no, wait a minute. We can just do this. One of these, that's it. And then, if it is valid, we'll do the normal thing. But if it's not valid, we'll just make it like dash forward or something instead. That'd be way cooler. So yeah, let me move that. All right. Well, that should go up there. And then down, just for the moment, just as a test, we are going to... yeah, we'll just put in like a random direction, like forward. Let's go 1200. Just as like an example. I'm gonna replace this with something else later, but it'll just as a placeholder. So if we don't target something, we will do like a dash move in the air. So if I... Okay, that kind of works, but it... yeah, okay, wait. Yeah, okay. Let me tone that down a bit then, maybe. Because it lasts a while. It lasts for like a whole second. Yeah, that's... Oh, yeah, that's... Yeah, okay. That's a bit much. So we'll make it... We'll change the duration. We'll lower it down to like... Where's the homing duration? We'll change that to like 0.3. So I should dash for just a little bit. Yeah, that's more like it. So I dash in the air when there's no target. And then when there is a target, I should home in on one. There we go. Yeah, okay, well, the collision is still a bit iffy. But that's... We're getting there, okay? It's just a little step at a time. It's still kind of buggy with the collision, but I have faith. Yeah, look at that. Look at that homing attack move. Imagine if it actually had an animation on it. That'd be way cooler, but one day. For the moment, it's just the falling pose. And we also have to make it work and play nice with the rest of the movement. So let me check one thing first, because I'm not sure if I actually set this or not yet. But the enemies should have that tag on them, and this should work with those. Let me just double check, because I don't remember. I'll go to the parent class. So if I go to actor, it should have that tag. Okay, we'll give it that tag. We'll call it homing tag. And then we should be able to use this on enemies. So I don't know exactly which part of the enemy it'll home in on, but it'll be something. So let's try. So I have to, the door is locked. I can't get to the other side. Well, let's travel. Where's a place with enemies? Lock 4. We'll travel to another map with enemies on them, and we'll see if this works. Oh, it does. Okay, cool. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Look at that. Hold on. Let me try that one more time. So I'll respawn. It's a bit hard to see because it's all like they're all shoved in this little corridor. But watch this. Huh. Yeah, baby. That's it. That's the attack. Oh yeah. Okay. I want to try that in another environment. Let's go. I think if the interchange has some enemies. We'll go there. I think that's the right command. I could go to the level select screen, but I just want to type in the console because it's quicker. I think that's the one. Okay, no, I typed in the wrong one. There we go. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I want to do it. Okay, so I'll open the collectathon mission because that has enemies in it. And then we will, can I try wall running? Maybe, we'll see. I don't think it'll play nice, but we can try it. So there is a wall here and there's some enemies there. So I'll try wall running. Yeah, that's it. Look at that. Oh, yeah. That's epic. Okay, let's try it again. Hell yeah. Oh my God, this is great. It's not flawless, but we can get a bit of gameplay out of it so far. And the air dash we're gonna have to adjust a bit. And look, yeah, the collision's still a bit funky. You guys didn't believe me. You said it would. You guys thought it would break, didn't you? Well, haha. Who's laughing now? Where are the other enemies? Oh, did we kill them already? Okay, no, there should be more. Oh, wait a minute. What's over? Oh no, that's a collectible. Oh, here we go. Okay. Watch this. Oh yeah, that was so quick you didn't even see it. Come on, try and get me. Yeah. Okay, that feels awesome. That's way better than what I had last week. Oh, hey, sorry. Death Diamond, you're here. Good to see you. I just saw your message. Great vibe. Oh, you gotta go? Oh, he's probably gone already. I'm sorry. Beat block 7 in under 8 seconds. Oh, I'm gonna have to see evidence of that. I'm skeptical of that. But if you did do that, that's great. Pretty cool. That's pretty poggers. But I ain't gonna believe it till I see it. I better see a video in the subreddit within the minute. Or else, yeah. Oh, thanks, Moonglade. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Yes, it's very rough and broken, but the fact that even in its rough state, is already better than the old system gives me a lot of hope. Like, it just feels, even though it's buggy as hell, it feels better already. So I have a very good feeling about this decision. See, it looks a bit weird when I'm like in a confined space. But wait until it works properly and wait until I put animations on it. It's gonna be the best thing ever. Ever. Oh, thanks Technical for sticking around, appreciate it. Well, yeah, hopefully someday you guys will be able to try it for yourself. The video's there? Oh, dude, that's great. Well done. I shall review it momentarily. Actually, you know what? Because yeah, I reckon I can put down the work for today. That's a good amount of progress. Let's now see if Death Diamond is making stuff up here. Let's see if he's pulling our leg. We're gonna see. Okay, so Diamond has just told us that he's beaten block 7 in 8 seconds. And if I remember, block 7, I don't think it's possible to beat it in 8 seconds, but we'll see. So I'm gonna open that video. We're gonna play it on stream in front of everyone. So you better not be pulling our leg here, Death Diamond, because if you are, I'm about to embarrass you in front of all 20 people that are here right now. Let's have a look. 11 minutes ago. Okay, let's go. Let's go, lad. He's posted this in the subreddit. Let's have a look. So this is Death Diamond's gameplay, and I can tell because of the key overlay that he always has. 8 seconds, you say? Well, I don't know, man. The time up there says 24 seconds. Oh no, he restarted. Okay, all right, let's go. Let's see what he does. I love how the lighting is still like loading in. Yeah. Let's see what he does. I don't know, man. It's a bit sus. I think that's exploitative. I think that's a bit exploitative there. I feel like you're exploiting a feature that isn't intended. Let's have a look. Oh no, what's this? Is this a different video? I think it's loaded a different video now. That's still impressive though. I gotta see that again. Hold on a minute. Let's have a look. So Death Diamond is glitched. But wait a minute. You see that total score? What is that? That's abysmal. Negative 170,000 points. You can do better than that, I think. What's going on there, mate? Why do you have negative points? That takes some skill. Can you get 7 seconds with like positive points? Is the question. That's what I want to see. But actually, that's pretty cool though. For real. That's like smart. I don't even know how you do that. Oh, I know how he's doing it. I know exactly how he's doing it. It's because it's spherical and the ledge grab is not supposed to work with spherical objects. So that's kind of my fault. I'm sorry. But pretty epic. Except, wait a minute. What is this? You're not playing Roblox. What is that? This isn't Roblox. Get that off there. Now, I wish you could put Project Feline there, but you gotta do something. I have to do something where it sets up on YouTube, and I haven't done that yet. So for now, I guess for now it can be Roblox, I suppose. That will suffice. But that's pretty cool, dude. Well done. Glad to see the speedrun community is still going strong. It's actually kind of comforting. I think I'm actually now finally waking up to what that's gonna mean, because I'm not a speedrunner. Like, I don't really do that stuff. And my first introduction to speedrunning was when people were speedrunning my game. So I've had to do a lot of learning, but I think the direction I'm taking things now, I think the speedrunners are gonna like. So hopefully that'll be, that'll be appreciated. But anyway, I'm getting very hungry, and I've finished what I said I was going to do today. Well, there's still more work to do, but at least it like kind of works in some contexts now. So I'm happy about that. We made some progress. I might be on again maybe tomorrow as well to do more on it. And we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I think we're about like half. It feels like we're almost just halfway there. There's still a bit of tweaking and stuff I'll need to do. But yeah. Thanks guys for coming and sticking around. I appreciate it, as always. Make sure to follow the Twitch channel so that when I go live again, you'll know. I don't have a set schedule at the moment. I'm just kind of working when I can work. So if you don't want to miss the next one, have those notifications on and have your phone on. Make sure it's charged so that when you're doing something, you can drop everything immediately and come watch tomorrow when I stream. Because I'm assuming that's what everyone does. But thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks the new subscribers as well. I don't know if they're still here or if they've gone already. But for the new subs, remember, you now have access to my Discord server where you can talk to me off stream. If you need help setting that up, go to your Discord accounts, like your connections in your Discord account, and make sure your accounts are linked and you should see it. If not, YouTube is your friend and you'll figure it out. But thanks guys for coming, I appreciate it. I'll catch you guys at some point tomorrow. Pretty cool. Thanks guys.